custody related to a shooting that occurred in the 40 block of Douglas Avenue earlier this week. There, they had found an injured man who was taken to a local hospital. His condition remains unknown. Elgin police continuing to investigate. 4 members of the Kane County Board saying goodbye after their most recent meeting of the board. Mark DeVos stepping down after 2 decades of service. Mike Kenyon leaving his mark after 18 years. Ron Ford, known for his focus on employment and growth, completing over a decade in his role. And Monica Silva, who has served since 2010, is also moving on from Kane County Board. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a MyLowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowes.com/MyLowe's Because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
At Knuckleheads Trampoline and Indoor Amusement Park in Wisconsin Dells, you're in for a fun-packed family experience. There's a bit of something for everyone to enjoy, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. A trampoline park, full arcade, cosmic bowling lanes, and many amusement rides located in their 80,000 square foot indoor entertainment facility. A great attraction for team building activities or just plain fun. Open daily at the outlets at the Dells Complex in Wisconsin Dells. Contact Knuckleheads at 608-254-7332 or visit their website at knuckleheadspark.com.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 in Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry-out, or dine-in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. North Carolina Hurricane Helene victims are struggling and feeling forgotten as winter approaches. Temperatures are dropping, and many hurricane survivors are living in tents or trailers without insulation. This survivor told News Nation.
Wintertime's coming. These folks cannot be forgot about. Just because you don't see this on TV, it don't just go away. This is not going to go away for a long time. We got to get those folks out of those tents and in those FEMA campers.
More than 100,000 homes were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Helene across western Northern Carolina. An action-packed Christmas movie starring The Rock and Chris Evans is having a hard time getting viewers in the holiday spirit.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
You're the best tracker in the world. You're going to help us find him.
Red One finished its debut weekend just over $34 million. That was good enough to top the domestic box office, but amounts to just a small fraction of the movie's $200 million budget. An Illinois flower shop has been chosen to help decorate the White House for Christmas. Honors Florist, outside of St. Louis, was one of thousands to apply. Owner Don Honor is thrilled.
It's such an iconic historical building, and to think the people that walked through the halls and the whole symbol that it does for our nation is pretty special.
Honor says she's planning a look, likely using popular flowers like poinsettias and garlands. She doesn't know what part of the White House she'll decorate yet, but she'll have 1 week to get the job done. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
Microsoft has new computers that put AI first, this special category called Copilot Plus PCs. They have minimum specs plus a chip just for AI. The company unveiling the first Surface devices with the designation, powered by Qualcomm chips, not Intel. One notable AI feature is called Recall. It lets your computer remember everything you do so that you can find files, images, and websites later. More tech news tips on Rich on Tech.
Every Saturday from 1 to 4, right here on WRMN.
Welcome to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm your host, Tammy Scully. I'll be here till 4 o'clock. We've got Nancy French standing by in Dallas, Texas, ready to do a little Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Now, let's see. We have a number that you can text us. If you want to text us anything at all, you can do. Send it to our Image 360 line. That is 505-926-1410. That is sponsored by our friends at Image 360. 505-926-1410. That is up and running, yes?
It is now, yes.
Nothing on it.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
And no comments yet.
Yeah, because we have been up and down all day today. So I think we got it fixed because the ComEd guy just left. Or the cable guy. No, Comcast guy just walked out. So hopefully he ain't coming back. Hopefully it's fixed and we're good and we're ready to rumble. It is, the weather around these parts is what they call average right now. This is we're at our average of where we're supposed to be. We're not high, we're not low. Today it's a high of 62. We got lots of sunshine happening out there. It was cloudy most of the day and it just started popping out there. Just needed my sunglasses on the way in here today, but the rest of the day I did not. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. This evening will give way to the occasional showers overnight. That low is going to be near 40 degrees tonight. Sun sets at 4:27 p.m. Oh, that's so awful to hear. Then tomorrow, on Wednesday, the 20th, cloudy skies and a high of 47 degrees. Those winds will be 15 to 25 miles an hour, so higher wind gusts are possible at times tomorrow during the day. And then tomorrow night, Wednesday night, the 20th, we've got cloudy conditions, a few flurries or snow showers. Yes, the S word is in the forecast for tomorrow night. A few flurries or snow showers possible, a low around 30 degrees, so it will be below freezing. I don't know if you've got any of those plants out there you need to take care of anymore. Most of those bad boys we've ripped out of the ground already. Maybe your mom's, but your mom should be okay at 30. You should be okay with those. But if you feel better, throw a sheet on them. You never know. And then Thursday, we've got windy snow showers in the morning will give way to a mixture of rain and snow for the afternoon. That high is 39 degrees. That just sounds like a mess coming our way on Thursday. The winds are west-northwest, sorry about that, at 25 to 35 miles an hour, so it's going to be gusty out there. Chances of precipitation currently are at 70%. It's probably going to get worse. 1 to 3 inches of snow expected. Ooh, did you hear that? 1 to 3 inches of snow expected.
Where's the boo sound effect?
Well, you find that real quick, mister. The 1 to 3 inches of snow expected. Winds could occasionally gust to over 40 miles an hour. Don't you miss this, Nancy?
Fun.
Yeah, you miss this.
No, sure don't.
I miss it already, and it's not here yet.
That's the one I found.
All right, that's a
there
good
you go.
buzzer. Yeah, that's a good buzzer. Oh, let's see. Overcast then Thursday night, and that low is 36 degrees overnight. And then Friday, overcast and a high near 45. So if anything accumulates, that 1 to 3 inches accumulate, it is going to be 45 out the next day. So it'll probably melt. Let's hope so. And then Friday night, partly cloudy skies, and that low is 33 degrees. On Saturday, if you're going to go watch any football games, I know they're still doing, if you're still in it, you're playing it, most of them are playing on Saturdays now. That's Saturday, the 23rd, you're going to get mostly cloudy skies and a high of 42 degrees. Saturday night's going down to 35 degrees and a low around, with winds light and variable. And then Sunday, outdoor plans, I'm not sure. No more outdoor pickleball in these parts. Let me just tell you, it's getting a little chilly for that. 48 degrees on Sunday, the cloudy skies, and then Sunday night, cloudy, and that low is only 41 degrees. Monday, you're going up to 47 as a high with AM showers early and overcast skies later in the day. Mostly cloudy skies on Monday night, and that low is going to be 29. That's a cold low. And then the rest of the week, kids, Tuesday through Tuesday, the following Tuesday through Tuesday the 26th, all through your Thanksgiving week, and through the December 3rd, the highs are in the mid to low 30s. Yeah, mid to low 30s, which is awful. Right now, that's where I go. Yeah, no thanks. I'm gonna start booking some flights somewhere because yuck. Yeah.
Well, come on down.
Yeah, keep it nice and warm for me, will you? 'Cause, boy, that next week looks terrible. Now Thursday, the 28th is Thanksgiving. I can give you a little bit of that. What we're expecting around these parts on Thursday, the 28th. Sunshine and clouds mixed. A high of 37. So, yeah, you can put the turkey outside on the patio, Nancy.
Yeah.
It's going to be 37. Well, it's not going to be frozen, but it's going to be cold. Like, you know what's going to be outside probably? Because we'll probably put the drinks out the back door, and we don't need coolers. We'll just put them outside, and people can just grab them off the patio.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I might put them in something, but yeah.
You have a lot more people than I do coming.
Yeah, and then Thursday night, which is when dessert starts, right? Partly cloudy skies and a low of 24 degrees. So that's super cold. 24 doesn't sound good to me. I'm not, that is not warm and fuzzy for me. Too
That's
cold.
Thursday night?
Yeah, that's Thanksgiving night. That's what
you better bring those drinks in.
Yeah, if they get, or drink them, one or the other.
Well,
yeah.
If they're still around.
Yeah, we don't normally leave a lot left,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Lots and lots of Scullies hanging around that, and they're thirsty, thirsty Scullies. So, Miss Nancy, are we joined by another life force? What do you think?
Well, I think it's plausible that we are.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. I think you and I talked about it earlier, but
what are they called? What do they look like?
What do they look like?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a common description is something that everybody thinks of as an alien, with the large cranium and the smaller jaw, thin jaw,
right, like a triangle head,
round eyes.
Yeah.
And there is a theory from a well-known anthropologist that thinks, now entertain this thought without skepticism.
I'm entertaining.
Maybe with skepticism, but it's that maybe they aren't aliens at all. Maybe it's future time travel. Those are actually humans, us, from 1,000 years from now.
Oh.
And you know how we have evolved over time.
Yeah.
Our heads have become larger and so forth. And
some of us, your head isn't much larger, but yes.
Well,
go on.
thanks a lot.
You got a little pea head.
Well, yours isn't a whole lot bigger.
Hats. You and hats are not friends. You're not friends.
No,
with
I
hats.
know, but yours fit mine probably.
Yeah, I know. But mine goes with the rest of me. So there you have it.
Well, I'm just taller. But,
yeah, you are.
It's still, you know what I mean?
Okay, so
anyway.
go ahead.
Okay, we discussed that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a theory. I think it's a bit wild because actually, if you think about it, 1,000 years from now, here's a question: do you think we'll be using our brains more so that they'll be bigger, or is AI going to take over and we're going to be little dum-dums with tiny little heads?
It's not even AI.
Heads.
It's our phones. It's this little bad boy right here. This is making us dumb. I mean,
well, that's it's AI in a way. I mean,
it is, I guess.
Actually,
I mean, but once we get AI, once we have AI on our phones, then we're really going to be stupid. Because I mean, right now, I mean, you think about it. Before we had phones, how did we get around? We had to memorize how to get to places, navigate. These are all skills we don't need anymore.
I know. We looked at maps.
We memorized numbers. How many phone numbers do you know right now?
Gosh, I mean, very few.
I know my husband.
I don't know all my kids.
I know my husband's and two of my kids and Mary's, because Mary's I've known forever. I don't know why. I just know her number. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. My mom's. I knew my mom's. That's about it.
So it's funny. I did a seminar once on, the importance of sensory information and keeping active and all that stuff. And there was a show, a Disney movie called WALL-E. WALL-E.
Yeah, sure.
Remember I think we talked about this, where we ruined our planet. Of course we did. And so we hovered above it and sent robots down to clean it up, clean up our big mess. And so the humans up in the spaceship, it was hilarious. It made sense, because over time, right, we evolved with these tiny little heads, because you don't use your brains a whole lot, and these big fluffy bodies with these tiny little bones, because you have to put pressure on your bones, for bone density and bone growth. It has to have pressure. So
there's no pressure on the couch. Yeah, no.
And they're all floating around in these big virtual chairs, playing virtual, well, in your case, pickleball, or playing virtual tennis and and they're not moving, and then they fall out and they can't even get back in the chair because they're so.
Wait, what? Where are you visualizing this from?
This is from the movie WALL-E.
Oh, that is part of the movie.
It's a Disney movie.
See, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon. Is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it's a cartoon.
I remember it being a very quiet cartoon. There's no words, is there?
It's quiet. Yeah, you're right. It's quiet. But I thought that was a better depiction of the fact that we have, these tiny bodies, which we would just be eating and gorge. We wouldn't be looking like that, in my opinion. But anyway,
in 1,000 years.
I don't know.
Is that what you're saying? In 1,000 years? There they are. There's some pictures on your screen.
Thank you. God, you're so awesome, Matt. Yeah, see the little heads and the little round chubbo bodies.
Yeah, they look like they got some beer guts on them.
Yeah, and they just float around in those chairs and they don't actually physically do anything.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go. They're so good. Oh, they're swimming.
Oh, yes. That's That's activity.
Yeah, swimming.
That's
swimming.
activity, yeah.
Well, their legs are in the water, but they don't look like they're moving.
No.
Thank you. Wow, I can't believe it. That's great.
So
back to aliens.
All right, let's go back to aliens.
Yeah, so anyway, there is a lot of evidence that would support the fact that there's a good possibility there's life out there other than us. There is a map that I'll talk a little bit about. It's UFO sightings taken seriously by the U.S. government.
Okay.
So mysterious lights and saucers, alien abductions. Between 1947 and 1969, at the height of the Cold War, more than 12,000 UFO sightings were reported, and they were reported in this Project Blue Book. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I bet you do. It's a small top secret Air Force team is what that book was about, or who was running it, to scientifically investigate the incidents and determine whether they posed a national security threat. Here are some of the most fascinating ones. Do you know that there was one in Illinois?
A sighting?
Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, what did we see?
Yeah, and let me see if I can click on that.
I bet you can.
On that. I can. Well, who knows?
I don't know.
University base of the top UFO innovator, Alan Hynek, civilian scientific advisor to Air Force UFO investigations between 1948 and 1969, was the chairman of Northwestern University's department. So was it Northwestern?
Northwestern.
Department of Astronomy.
Yeah.
Until he retired in 1978. after the government scrapped its investigations. I guess after 1978, it's scrapped the investigations. Studies in Evanston in 1973 to continuous rigorous research of unexplained astronomical phenomena. So they were seeing something up, with their telescopes.
Well, astronomical phenomenon sounds fancy.
Pretty crazy, right?
There's a lot of syllables in there.
There's too many, really. But I'm trying to pull this back out again. So
they
don't say exactly. I mean, there's a full story, but it's
UFOs. So what's your gist? What are you after? You're thinking that we're not alone, that there's other out there. Now, have you been paying attention to the hearings with the UFO? They're not calling them UFOs, whatever they're calling them these days.
The recent hearings?
Yes, last week. There's your map.
Even know that there's the map. Thank you. I can't get back to that. God, you are on it, dude.
No,
so do you see all of those are all taken seriously in all those states?
These are sightings, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any in Nashville? Are we safe in Nashville? I can't tell. Let's see.
See, I'm trying to.
No, what's that?
That's Kentucky.
That's Kentucky. That's close enough. That's close enough. That's darn close. Yeah.
It's darn close, but why can't I?
What about in Dallas?
Here we go.
We got it in Dallas.
There's some I can't see. There's some in Nevada, California, Utah, New Mexico, as we know, Roswell area,
right.
North Dakota, Illinois, Tennessee, Mississippi, Ohio, Virginia. So really a splattering of Florida and Maryland and Virginia. So there are a lot on record. They are looking into it. The crazy thing is that what they've found when investigators have gone around and tried to get people to talk is that people don't want to say anything. People think that people are just saying this, to get attention. Well, I have to say that most of the people that they interviewed didn't want attention and took years to open up again about it. Yeah. And some of them were told by the government, the military, to remain silent. In fact, many of them were. And so they were scared, right? And so they didn't want to say anything. But there's one it's called the Phoenix Lights. Have you ever heard of the Phoenix Lights?
I have not, but Matt has. I'm getting a nod over there. He has heard.
Oh, yeah? Okay, interesting. Mm-hmm. So the Phoenix Lights were in 1997. And it was from about 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. And in and around Phoenix, I think in Tucson, I think there's an actor, Kurt Russell. He saw the same thing everybody else saw, and he reported it to air traffic control. It was a V-shape light.
Is that it on the screen?
V-shape. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is it.
And these are the Phoenix Lights, and was this supposed to be over Phoenix somehow or something? Or
it was over Phoenix, I think, and people in Tucson as well.
In 97.
And it was witnessed in 97. It was witnessed by a large number of people.
And what is the government saying that is?
So the government didn't say anything at first, and then they told, that's where some of the people, there was a lieutenant that saw it and thought that it was not from our planet, because of the way the lights were. Because if it were, so the government was trying to say that there were the Thunderbirds and they were in formation.
Yeah.
He said they would have different lights. They wouldn't look like that.
Yeah.
They'd have the different, green and
like airplane lights. Yeah.
Like airplane lights.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And the way it moved and hovered, then they were saying that it was flares that were dropped down. Again, experts say that that's highly unlikely. And so that was a huge deal in Phoenix in 1997. That was not that.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Me neither.
I don't remember that.
I think I was busy in 97 though. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember them talking, about Area 51.
Yes.
Right. That was a big deal.
Right. Wow. Look at these now.
Secret.
Is that video?
Yeah.
That looks like video of this.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
There is, Tina. There's video.
Yeah.
There's a lot of video out there, not just of Phoenix, but of other things. And you look at it and you're like, yeah, that's hard to...
wacky. What do you think that is? A Chinese spy balloon? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. They tried to see if the balloon was it's this, it's that. Well, we don't know, do we? Really?
Somebody knows.
A lot. And then I was watching a documentary that was mostly based in Brazil. And
was this a Netflix documentary?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, all right. Then what was it entitled?
Investigating Aliens.
All right. That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
And what is your review of Investigating Aliens?
It was interesting, because it wasn't, they had normal people on there as well. So they had normal people,
or what appeared to be normal
sighting. Well, right. Well, that's why they don't talk, because people think that they're
nutty. Right. They're losing.
They're nutty. Yeah. And but then also scientists.
Okay.
And quite a few scientists and quite a few. They had a lot of aeronautical specialists. They had a lot of pilots.
Yeah.
That were told to be quiet.
Or did they? And that pilots saw things that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes. And a lot of them. This one pilot was saying that, he said, we have to go to the government. And they said, we're not saying a word. We're not saying a word. We're not talking about it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. And so it's just interesting, isn't it? Because it's hard to say that no one has ever seen anything. They've seen it, right? They just can't explain it. But in Brazil, there was 1947, there was a sighting. I guess there was a big crash, and the man actually reported seeing 3 humanoid type figures emerging from a UFO, was speaking some unknown language, and then they took off right away.
Wait, what? Say that again. They were speaking an unknown language?
Yeah. So Jose Higgins, in 1947, on July 23rd, suddenly he heard a sharp sound. Some moments later, he saw a lens-shaped object landing near them. The workman ran away, leaving Higgins all alone. The man reported seeing 3 humanoid figures emerging from the UFO and spoke to him in an unknown language. And after about a half hour, they returned the UFO and then it took him away. And through time, actually, this is interesting, I thought too, archaeologically speaking, is that even in early days where people communicated just through drawings, right? They have pictures of aliens. They have that same face.
Is that right?
Face. Yeah.
What's a humanoid?
Isn't that crazy? Oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I think it's a weird.
I know what a human is. What's a humanoid?
I think what he was saying was that they were biped, right? They were walking on their like we do, but they looked different, like your typical alien.
Oh.
A lot of people report.
What is your typical alien, though? What you think an alien would look like? Triangle head, bug eyes, yeah.
Triangle head, bug eye, the bug eyes, the triangle head,
the big, big forehead.
They often report them being a gray color. That's attractive.
Right. Take me to your leader. Well, they haven't been out for a tan in a while because they've been in their spaceship. Yeah.
True, and maybe their planet isn't very sunny.
I don't know. They got to get to the sun. That's why they came here for vacation.
Yeah. Let's see. There was a sighting in 1952, and a lot of these people do have it on footage and.
Well, in 1952.
On a photograph.
Yeah.
Of a UFO, which was, I guess, published in a magazine. 1957. There's another one. Now, the one that
well, that's just our little music. No, keep going. Got a minute.
Okay. So 1977 is the Colores incident that they were talking about on that show that I was watching. And that was an outbreak of sightings in 1977 in Brazilian island of Colores. It was, so what these people are saying is that this light came down and penetrated their skin, and hurt like a sharp needle, and then, and then left,
So what do you think? It zipped up some DNA?
That's what they're fearing.
Oh, and then they made
And these people have scars.
Really?
The same scars.
Are they alive now, these people?
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
they're alive.
All right, we got to go, but I want to see their scars. We're going to go at the bottom of the
Maybe
hour.
Matt can pull that out.
Find the scars, Matt. We'll be back after this break.
Matt.
We'll be right back.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
With your weather flash for Elgin, I'm Sarah Silver, 1410 WRMN. This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 59, temperatures falling to around 54. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, a chance of rain after 3 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 40. Currently, it is 56 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver with your weather flash.
ABC Wednesday, country music's biggest night, the CMA Awards. Let's party, Nashville! Kicks off with this year's must-see collaboration, Post Malone featuring Chris Stapleton live. With electrifying performances by Lainey Wilson, Shabuzi, Ashley McBride, Luke Bryan, plus Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims. Woo! Luke Bryan, Peyton Manning, and Lainey Wilson host the CMA Awards live Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Welcome back. This is Talk Time with Tammy and Friends right here on WRMN AM 1410. It is Fox Valley Afternoons. Welcome in, everybody. We got our internet problem squared away, so if you've had some sketchy signals or hear us cutting in and out, I think that's over for today. Thank God. I think we got it fixed. We had them here and they're gone, and we think we've got a smooth signal going now. You know what else we have now? It's time for, we did look up the scarred aliens, and there is a dot on them. He said it was a microscopic dot, but there was a dot. It looked like this.
What's that?
The aliens that we were looking up, the scar from where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he saw it, and Matt looked it up. He did find them, but it was very, very little.
So the one gal that I saw on the show, it's about the size of a dime.
Okay.
Oh, goodness, no, this is different.
No, he's saying the one he saw was smaller.
Okay, well, anyway. Can I just talk about this real quick? You were talking about what's going on now with national security.
Yeah.
I did look it up.
What?
If you want.
What you got?
Okay. So this is from NPR.org, and it's the U.S. recovered non-human biologics from UFO crash sites, former intelligence official says. 3 military veterans testified in Congress's highly anticipated hearing on UFOs Wednesday, including a former Air Force intelligence officer who claimed the U.S. government has operated a secret multi-decade reverse engineering program of recovered vessels. He also said the U.S. has recovered non-human biologics from an alleged from alleged crash sites.
What is a non-human biologic, please? Is that like an animal biologic? Is that
it's like if it's crashed, there's not much left, but they may find carbon and some life form from the crash. Some biologics meaning life, some form of life, some form of life, life
supporting either water or vegetation, something like that.
It could be, yeah. It says, but while the topic of Little Green Men didn't come up, much of a discussion centered on improving the processes for reporting unidentified aerial phenomena. You were talking about that.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
UAPs, UAPs. So that's what instead of UFOs, it's just UAPs. Same thing, really.
I like the UFO better, sorry.
I know, I know. So anyway, it says there are calls to remove the stigma from those who report the UFO sightings to ensure oversight of government programs that investigate them. So,
well, who do you call that into?
People don't feel good.
Okay, you're out walking the dog and you see a UFO. Who you going to call? Ghostbusters. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew you all said it all at the same time. But who are you going to call? If I'm out, you going to call the cops? You're going to call? Who are you going to call? I don't know. Cops aren't going to do anything with that. They're going to look at it and go. Okay.
I would put it on my camera.
Well, right, you get a copy of it, but you could doctor that.
Man, so. I don't know. I don't know what I do.
You know who I'm calling? Elon. I'm going to call Elon.
Oh yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Well, all I have to do is send him a tweet. Isn't that how that works? I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, maybe.
He loves the tweets.
He does love the tweets. So, okay, guess what time it is now? It's time for News Nation du jour. Dos. We're going to have our second News Nation clip of the day. Matt's been digging hard. Let's see what his little fingers have come up with for us. What you got there?
Okay.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been a long proponent of natural food choices, including raw milk. His endorsement of unpasteurized dairy is setting off alarms of health for health professionals as he pledged to promote less processed food in American diets. News Nation Mills Hayes reports.
Raw milk's pretty unprocessed. Yeah.
Consuming raw milk are well documented. While raw milk was a staple before pasteurization was developed, there was also higher rates of foodborne illnesses. Without pasteurization, harmful bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria can remain in the milk, potentially causing severe illnesses, particularly in children, pregnant women, and those with weakened immune systems. And now there's a new concern, H5N1, more commonly known as avian or bird flu. The National Institute of Health now recommending people avoid raw milk to prevent getting sick with bird flu.
The Department of Agriculture is seeing a growing number of cattle herds infected with the flu and says they will start testing bulk raw milk. 46 people have been infected in the U.S.
Another one. I mean, it's not like carrots or carrots, slivered onions. There was boar's head meat. What else was there? Cucumbers.
Yeah, well,
or something.
This is raw milk.
Raw milk, but who drinks raw milk? I mean,
well, I guess
46 people did.
Robert wants everyone to drink that now. No, thank you.
Does he?
I'm going to go with pasteurization.
Does he, or do you think?
Yeah, he's a proponent for raw milk.
Yeah,
he is. That's what they just said.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing is, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I don't think that. I don't know if he wants everybody to drink it. He drinks it, but I don't know if he's saying everybody should drink it. I don't know. I think it's wacky, the whole raw milk thing.
It is wacky.
It's unnecessary.
He's a proponent of it, whatever that means, right? So good luck for him. Well, I think we could do a lot more sensible things, right, to make our food healthier. There's so much more that can be done.
Yeah.
Than whatever.
You don't think raw milk's the answer?
I don't think that is the answer.
No,
I don't actually.
I'm with you. So don't drink the gist of that story was don't drink raw milk, basically, or you might get some bird flu happening there. So
you might get
you want to stay clear of the H1N1. That's not H5N1. That's what you want to stay away.
Yeah, it is now.
I don't know. You stay away. Stay clear.
I remember H1N1. Remember that one?
What was
around for that 1 year?
What was that?
We had to come home from school. We had to send the kids home.
What was H1N1? H5N1 is bird flu.
No, this is H1N1. It was a virus that was out there?
Swine flu.
The swine flu.
Oh, swine flu.
H1N1 is the swine flu. H5N1 is the bird flu. Get your critters correct on your flu.
Get
young
your
lady.
critters correct.
Line them critters up. And
But that was a thing that we're just out a couple days, but yeah.
For what? Oh, with bird flu, with
For the
swine flu.
H1N1,
You had,
I remember that.
Yeah.
The old
Remember
swine
that?
flu. Yeah, I recall. I recall. I don't know what year was the H1N1. What
2009.
2009.
God, was it that long ago?
Swine
Oh my
flu.
gosh.
Yeah. That was the beginning of the specified flu varieties. Like it used to be just generic flu, and then it became very specific with your critter flu.
Yeah.
So, you know, you had
your critter flus.
critter flus all lined up, the birds, the swine, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Maybe we have like a Pikachu flu.
Pikachu flu. Yeah.
Oh, come on. I crack me up.
Yeah.
All right.
you do crack you
Yeah,
up.
wait till you see what your symptoms are with Pikachu flu. I don't know. You turn yellow.
Well, you sneeze a lot. You sneeze a lot.
and you turn yellow.
A lot of Pikachu.
Pikachu. All right. Listen, we're going to take our last break of the program, and we're going to come back and do a little common knowledge. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit BenderDentalCare.com.
For many years, Italian Pizza Kitchen in Roselle has been serving quality and excellence. Italian Pizza Kitchen is family-owned, with experience in preparing authentic Italian cuisine with the freshest, highest quality ingredients since the 50s. Your food is always prepared fresh with the same traditions, recipes, and standards that they've perfected over the years. Italian Pizza Kitchen has a passion for great cuisine and customer service. Visit ItalianPizzaKitchen.com.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Go out for Chinese tonight at the China House, 1900 Sycamore Road in DeKalb. Enjoy a platter for two, which includes Shanghai shrimp rolls, beef teriyaki, crab rangoon, spare ribs, as well as chicken wings and shrimp. The China House also offers all Chinese favorites, as well as sushi and hibachi, plus American food and ice cream. Try seafood, beef, chicken, sushi, and more from their most popular buffet items. Let China House tempt your taste buds. Call 815-748-0032.
Tune in to Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on WRMN. Join Eric and his expert guests for a fun and informative journey into the home improvement and healthy living lifestyle. Whether you're tackling a DIY project or thinking about your home's wellness, we've got you covered. Say goodbye to stress and hello to solutions that save you time and money. Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m.
Don't come any closer.
Welcome back. This is a little bit of girl talk right here on WRMN AM 1410. This is Talk Time with Tammy and friends. We are live from downtown Elgin right now, doing a little girl talk right here. And now that we're done with aliens, we're all done with the aliens, at least for right now. We're going to do a little common knowledge, it's called. This is a great little game where Nancy will pick a category, and then she'll answer the question. And if she answers correctly, I believe you need 4 correctly to go on to the bonus round. Shall we begin?
Yes.
Your categories are, Miss Nancy, just desserts, farmer's market, beauty tips, or good eats.
Good eats.
That's what I told Matt. She's going for good eats. I know she is. Which of these are you eating if you ordered breaded chicken stuffed with ham and cheese? Was it A, chicken Kiev, B, chicken piccata, or C, chicken cordon bleu?
C, you've made it before.
I know. I have. Correct. Cordon bleu translates to blue ribbon, originally a description of any food cooked to the highest quality. Now, your categories remain just desserts, farmer's market, or beauty tips.
Just desserts.
Just desserts. What can you put into your ice cream container to avoid freezer burn? Oh, I think we've done this. Is it A, wax paper, B, a silver spoon, or C, a piece of bread?
Wax paper, we've done it.
I think we have to. Correct. Yeah.
And I remembered it. So.
You got it. Well, that's good news for you. Look at what you learned on Talk Time with Tammy and friends.
Look at that.
Farmer's market or beauty tips today?
Beauty tips.
Yeah, you should. You should probably get a few of those before the day is over. What is the most common plastic surgery procedure in America? Is it A, a facelift, B, a nose reshaping, or C, breast augmentation? The most common plastic surgery.
Breast,
You're going down. C? You're going with C?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Correct. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, there were 300,000 operations. Let's see.
I live in that town.
Last year. Okay, your final category. Now, you do have 3 correct. You might make it to the bonus round early. Let's see.
Oh, goody.
It's farmer's market for you, young lady. To avoid being poisoned, you should never chew on the pit of which food? A, an apricot, B, an avocado, or C, an olive? You don't want to be poisoned. A, an apricot, B, an avocado, or C, an olive?
I believe it's apricot.
I believe it is, and I believe we've done this one before. That is correct.
I haven't, though.
No. Okay, that might have been on your off round. Listen, you made it to the bonus round. Are you? Wow! Here we go. You're going to go to the bonus round. Are you ready?
Yeah.
According to the jewelers of America, which of these is the traditional birthstone for February? A, amethyst, B, aquamarine, or C, garnet?
It's not garnet.
Mm-hmm.
Aquamarine.
It was amethyst. That was February. Aquamarine is March. As reported in Reader's Digest, along with coffee and pastries, which of these is traditionally considered part of a continental breakfast? A, pancakes, B, eggs, C, fruit. Fruit. She's going with C, fruit. The answer is correct. Light morning meals, common through the European, blah, blah, blah. Which of these cooking methods involves frying your food? Oh, man. It went so fast. Hold on. Wait. It went so fast. Never mind. It's gone. We're going with a new one. Okay, choose a category. Drinks, architecture, around the world, or cha-ching.
Around the world?
Around the world.
Is she able to hear that music coming through, though?
I can hear it.
I can hear it.
Yeah, can you hear the music underneath? No.
We'll play the Jeopardy for her. And
Yeah. Let's play her the Jeopardy.
Okay.
I hear the music underneath it.
Now I do.
Which of these landmarks was created as a temporary exhibit that was meant to be torn down? A, the Seattle Space Needle, B, the St. Louis Gateway Arch, or C, the Eiffel Tower?
I know.
Yes.
The arch.
They say the Gateway Arch. Incorrect. Originally created for the 1988 World's Fair, the Eiffel Tower was slated to be torn down. How about them apples? All right, would you like to go with drinks, architecture, or cha-ching?
Drinks.
Drinks, of course, drinks. Drinks from Miss Nancy.
I don't really know how long.
According to wine enthusiasts, at a wine tasting, which of these should you do first? A, taste it. B, smell it. C, swirl it.
Twirl it.
Twirl. There is no twirl. You mean swirl? We'll swirl it. Swirl it.
Swirl.
Correct. Swirling aerates the wine, which helps reduce unwanted flavors, enhancing the smell and the taste. Now you've got architecture and cha-ching.
Architecture.
Architecture. Architecture. Currently, what day has been designated as the official inauguration date for the U.S. presidents? Is it? I think you know this. Is it March 4th, B, February 12th, or C, your birthday?
It's my birthday.
Yeah, that's correct. January 20th. Correct. Inauguration day was moved up from March to January because technology sped up the time. I couldn't read the rest of it. It goes so fast. Okay, cha-ching is your final category, and I believe you've gotten all three of these right, so you might advance to the next final round.
Okay.
Which Native American woman appears on the U.S. $1 coin?
Oh boy.
A, Sacagawea. B, Pocahontas, or C, Hanging Cloud?
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea, you're quick with the answer. Correct! Sacagawea assisted Lewis and Clark and first appeared on the $1 coin in the year 2000. Okay, so let's see, where's my, well, I don't know how I get there we go. Okay, ready? I thought this was going to take me to the final, but apparently you got to do 4 more. Cha-ching, first aid, music, or recreation?
First aid.
First aid.
You know me.
I do. According to PBS, what is the best way to remove a leech from your skin? I believe we've done this. A leech. Wait for it to fall off, pour salt directly on it, or light a match.
Salt.
Pour salt directly on it. Incorrect. It takes 20 minutes. Takes 20 minutes for a leash to feed, and then it falls off.
That's disgusting.
It's super gross.
Oh, my God.
But now you know. Cha-ching, music, or recreation? Music. What do we have for music? In music, what type of note is this? Never mind. That's a quarter note. We're going to go away with that. Or that was a half note. All right. That was a picture. We can't do that. Okay. So cha-ching or recreation?
Recreation.
She does not like the cha-ching today.
Well, yeah.
If you're like most Americans, which of these do you spend the most money on? A, lottery tickets. B, sports tickets. C, movie tickets. If you're like most Americans, which of these do you spend the most money on? She is going with B, sports tickets. Incorrect. Americans spend more than $80 million a year on lottery tickets.
That's disgusting.
I know. You get nothing for it. But,
revolting.
But hope. You get hope. You're buying hope with that lottery ticket,
Yeah, you're
Nancy.
buying hope for money.
Yeah, you are. All right, cha-ching. The FTC recommends doing which of these immediately after discovering your debit card is stolen? A, change your PIN. B, inform your bank. C, notify credit bureaus.
We've done this. Inform your bank.
Inform your bank. Correct. We did do that before. You're right. Okay. So why isn't it nice try? It's not taking me to the pets at the gym, fashion, first aid.
Fashion.
Yeah. She goes with. According to USA Today, to keep the dye from rinsing out of your blue jeans, soak them first in cold water mixed with what? A, white vinegar. B, baking soda. C, dryer sheets.
Vinegar is my friend.
Yes, vinegar is your friend. Correct. By giving your jeans a vinegar bath, a mild acid helps to lock in the color and prevent the dye from bleeding. Family pets at the gym and first aid.
family pets.
Oh, let's go there. You need another dog. According to the ASPCA, which of these steps should you do first before giving your cat a bath? A, brush out the fur. B, trim the claws. Or C, cover the ears. Brush out the fur, trim the claws, cover the ears.
Trim the claws.
Trim the claws? Is that what you're going with? Correct! Yeah. It's best to get this out of the way before the cat becomes too excited to avoid scratching as you brush him. At the gym and first aid.
At the gym?
At the gym. According to Good Housekeeping, Nancy, the best way to prevent blisters when running is to rub your feet with what? A, deodorant. A B, a cucumber, or C, flour?
Deodorant.
She's going with deodorant. A, deodorant. Correct! Simply swipe the back and sides of your feet with deodorant, and it will act as a barrier, protecting skin from friction. Remember that next time you have sore tootsies. We've got first aid. WebMD recommends doing which of these to relieve motion sickness while in a car? I think we've done this one too. A, sit in the back seat. B, read a book. Or C, look through the windshield.
Look through the windshield.
Yeah,
Amy.
That's it. That is
We've
correct.
Done that.
God knows. Yeah, well... Okay, now it's going to let you have the bonus round, and we have 2 minutes left for the bonus round. According to Reader's Digest, what should you pour down an anthill to drive the ants away? Is it A, paprika, B, your friend vinegar, or C, rice grains?
Shoot.
No, that's not an option. Paprika, vinegar, or rice grains?
Vinegar?
Vinegar is correct. When in doubt, say vinegar. Ants hate the smell.
Yeah.
And are likely to find a better smelling house. Which of these common garden plants is deadly to humans if eaten? A, a tiger lily. B, goldenrod. Or C, oleander. Tiger lily, goldenrod, or oleander?
Tiger lily?
Tiger lily is incorrect. Oleander is one of the most poisonous plants in the world. It smells lovely, too, though. If your plane makes an emergency water landing... Oh, see, it did it to me again.
I haven't... What?
It ticked away for like a... So I guess you only have so many seconds to get through that final round. And if you don't get through the final round in that many seconds, it just says time's up. So, I'm going to give you one more question for the final round. It's going to be a tech question. Which of these can you use to buff out a scratch in your cell phone's outer camera lens? Is it A, water, B, a glue stick, or C, toothpaste?
Toothpaste?
I believe that's correct. Correct! In most cases, the scratches aren't on the glass lens itself, but it's on the outer plastic lens, and the toothpaste buffs it off. Okay, I'm going to give you one more in the kitchen because we have time.
Okay.
As reported by the Today Show, what can you do to a trash can to make it easier to pull a full bag of trash out of it? A, fill it with water. B, drill a hole in it. Or C, coat the inside with oil.
Coat the inside with oil? That's a weird one.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Coat the... Incorrect. You drill air holes in your trash can. It'll release the suction when you lift out the full trash bag. There you have it. There you have it.
Why would you drill a... Okay.
You drill a hole to get your bag out easier. Do you have
Why don't you just get... I think that... I've never had that...
Why don't they come with holes? I don't know. I have
never had that problem in my life.
Well, just consider yourself fortunate, young lady. Do you hear that happy music? That means it's time for us to skedaddle for today. But we will be back tomorrow. You join us. And until then, make good decisions. We'll see you tomorrow.
What makes a great pizza restaurant? The obvious answer, great pizza. A local favorite since 1983, Pizza Pub Wisconsin Dells has been serving up the best pizza in the Dells. Year after year after year. Not hungry for pizza? Try the homemade lasagna, chicken parmesan, burgers, salads, and an extensive kids menu. Or take a trip or two to the all-you-care-to-eat lunch buffet. Pizza Pub, walking distance to water parks and hotels in Wisconsin Dells.
For exceptional home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687. Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Verizon. The Elgin Police Department announcing that they have a person of interest in custody related to a shooting that occurred in the 40 block of Douglas Avenue earlier this week. There they had found an injured man who was taken to a local hospital. His condition remains unknown. Elgin Police continuing to investigate. 4 members of the Kane County Board saying goodbye after their most recent meeting of the board. Mark DeVos stepping down after 2 decades of service. Mike Kenyon leaving his mark after 18 years. Ron Ford, known for his focus on employment and growth, completing over a decade in his role, and Monica Silva, who has served since 2010, is also moving on from Kane County Board. In Naperville, the Municipal Officers Electoral Board, including Mayor Scott Wehrle, convened to assess objections to nomination petitions for City Council candidates Nag Jaiswal and Fareed Shabazz. The board completing a hearing for Shabazz, ruling 2-1 in favor of the objectors, effectively removing him from the ballot. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a MyLowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowes.com/MyLowe's Because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
The weather is getting better, and we know it's the time when ladders and DIYers come out. Before you start any new outdoor projects, ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any type of work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hi, this is Sue with Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire, Illinois. Are you looking for the perfect hangout spot? Swing by Newman's Corner Pub right at the corner of 72 and State Street in Hampshire. Enjoy fantastic drinks, live music, and a fun crowd that makes every visit special. Test your luck with our hot slots and our Queen of Hearts drawing every Saturday at 3 p.m. Challenge your friends to darts or pool while you're here. Newman's Corner Pub, where every day feels like a weekend. Visit us at Route 72 and State Street in Hampshire. That's Newman's Corner Pub, your new favorite spot.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. North Carolina Hurricane Helene victims are struggling and feeling forgotten as winter approaches. Temperatures are dropping, and many hurricane survivors are living in tents or trailers without insulation. This survivor told News Nation.
Wintertime's coming. These folks cannot be forgot about. Just because you don't see this on TV, it don't just go away. This is not going to go away for a long time. We got to get those folks out of those tents and in those FEMA campers.
More than 100,000 homes were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Helene across western Northern Carolina. An action-packed Christmas movie starring The Rock and Chris Evans is having a hard time getting viewers in the holiday spirit.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
You're the best tracker in the world. You're going to help us find him.
Red One finished its debut weekend just over $34 million. That was good enough to top the domestic box office, but amounts to just a small fraction of the movie's $200 million budget. An Illinois flower shop has been chosen to help decorate the White House for Christmas. Honor's Florist, outside of St. Louis, was one of thousands to apply. Owner Don Honor is thrilled.
It's such an iconic historical building, and to think the people that walked through the halls and the whole symbol that it does for our nation is pretty special.
Honor says she's planning a look, likely using popular flowers like poinsettias and garlands. She doesn't know what part of the White House she'll decorate yet, but she'll have 1 week to get the job done. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes the backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended his case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety test as well as the breathalyzer tests. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcripts from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book, DUI Jury Trial, is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Welcome to A Political Talk Show. Oh, sorry, my new intro. Hello, America, and good day to our friends around the world. This is A Political Talk Show right here on WRMN. A Political Talk Show is your place to jump into the political scene, no matter what side of the spectrum you are on. Of course, we all talk about blues and reds, and I've heard two different things now. Executive producer Ben Demonium Boquest, who's joining me as well today. I've heard two different things: blue hats and red ties. Is what they, or no, the other way around. Red hats and then the blue ties is what they call them now.
I'm getting a ZZ Top vibe.
Yeah, just like we a sharp dressed man in red hats and blue ties. Because it is back to that corporate side. And if anything, this election has told us is that the Democratic Party is absolutely owned by the established Democrats and therefore are like...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like when you get an email from them, it's like corporate email. Exactly. You're like, oh, God. Oh, no.
Corporate would like you to tell the difference between these two pictures.
Yes, and also donate.
Yes, donate, please. The corporate needs money. Mm-hmm. That was a big thing for a lot of this election was money, money, money. I mean, since the Golden Escalator incident of 2015, there's been more money in politics than any other time in American history. The other thing is, and we'll talk about the panel for this too. I want to bring Elliot into this because this is the question that he brought up about the money that was there. Is money winning politics? What money winning? More money, more extra, et cetera, et cetera. Harris had more money than any other Democrat ever,
right?
And outpaced any Republican ever. and still ended up not winning. So there throws my theory of more money, more votes that's out there. Maybe it was too much money, Ben. Is this a too much money problem?
It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like there was just too much money going on. It's confusing, you know. I mean, a lot of people heard that and saw all the efforts to quickly raise money and saw, like, you know, that's it. You know, it's a game over kind of thing. But it apparently doesn't go as far as it used to, just like regular people's money, regular people's dollars in their wallets. So
I think it went too far. I think it went so far that everybody got a vote for Harris ad somewhere. Whether you got it in your email, you got it in your text messages, whatever it was. And then the other side of it is there are reports now coming out that they are $20 million in debt. So $1 billion plus 20.
Yeah. Wow.
In debt. So it's just, oh my gosh. This is where, honestly, Ben, I think this is why we have not had a serious candidate.
Yeah.
I think
No, you're right on the head. I mean, that's an industry. That's what drives the industry.
Why have serious candidates when the silly candidates can make you more money? We all want that. Hey, Brendan, good to see you there. Thanks for listening. We do have the YouTube up. We've had some some internet issues through the day. Thank you all for bearing with us through that. We got a new modem and all that new fancy stuff that's coming on through here. We had 3 different boxes doing different things. Now we have one box.
Yeah.
Now we consolidated down to the one box.
Gotta love it.
What they do now. I don't think they call it the one box. It's just there. But we've got it. It should be sounding good. If you hear anything of the otherwise, of the contrary of us sounding good, go ahead and send us a message. We've already got one coming in. Of course, Downtown Jose. Gentlemen, love the show and also both of our hats.
Right.
So you got what do you got going on?
I got my Seward, Alaska hat on.
Yeah, that's there.
Got this at that place.
Me, I've got this like this leathery type of canvas type of thing. I don't necessarily know what it is, but the reason I like this hat so much is it's chili time, right?
Yep.
So
what's going on in there?
Ear warmers.
Oh,
in this hat.
Look at you.
Boom. Now I look definitely like a Midwestern.
Yeah, straight up Ralphie from A Christmas Story right there.
Got the beard sticking out of the hat, sticking out of the side here.
That's super cool. I have nothing of the type on my hat. My hat is just one of those.
He's got the ball cap going on.
It looks like it's wax dipped. So it's like you could draw something on it.
Yeah. You ever use a wax pencil? We used to do that at the network down in Florida.
That's fun.
Instead of having, we use dry erase around here, but I used to do the wax pencil thing.
Feeling like you're at NASA?
Yeah, man. In the Navy, that's all we used was the wax pencils. Dirty all over the place, smudge and everything else. So, or grease pencils. Sorry, the grease pencils is what they call them out there in the world. So let's get into some politics as it moves through. I want to do a few blind spots here, Ben. There's a couple of them that have come down the pipe. Now, we try to do some bits here and there for a political talk show. One of those bits is blind spot. We've got the opposite of blind spot called cross-eyed is the other way to do it. That's the other bit that we put together. But let's talk a little bit about those two bits. The first bit of blind spot is we all have things that we go to or sources that we usually go to. My default is usually News Nation or The Hill. That's usually, I see it coming in there. Oh, boom, a Hill article. Let me click it as it comes through. It's like some people, like when they do their feed, like from my Reddit feed, I get a lot of news in the Reddit feed. Usually if it's a Hill post, I'll usually read it regardless of what it is. So we all usually have our go-tos. Well, sometimes your go-to can't report all of the news. It just happens. It's a lot of news that happens every single day. It's really hard to get it all out there. So What we try to do here in the blind spot segment is if you are in the blue camp or the red camp, we'll tell you that one of the camps isn't reporting on something. So like this, let's get to one of the ones that I've got up here. Let's see if we can find a blind spot. See, here we go. Let's talk about Bill Clinton. This is a blind spot from him. This is actually a 0 leaning right articles on this one. None of the leaning right. Nobody who leans right has written anything about it.
For just the small amount of information, not category or not normal.
Yeah, usually you get enough out there. Most of the time, people are complaining about Bill Clinton somewhere, but it seems like they're not in this one. Bill Clinton explains why philanthropy fills his post-presidential life in his new book, Citizen. So, yeah, of course, the right's not going to report about Bill Clinton putting a new book out there.
Yeah, cotton candy story.
Yeah. So this is an example of what's going out. Did you not know that there was a book? I'm sure he's already published in some sort of way as well, whether with a ghostwriter or otherwise. But Bill Clinton's new book, Citizen: My Life After the White House, details his philanthropic work and how it has made him feel useful and fulfilled since leaving office. Clinton expressed goals of implement effective climate initiatives and help children become healthier, stating his to-do list remains long. He humorously remarks feelings lost after the presidency, recalling that people stopped playing Hail to the Chief upon his return to private life.
That really bummed me out, man. They used to do that. Now they stop.
It's very true. This is it here. The Dutchman comes in. Hi, this is it. You're right. Who cares if they write a book? Why should they report on this? So this is why we do the blind spot. Not only because it's a, hey, they didn't report on this, but also like look at what these people think is news. Is the other side of it. So this is one of those things that Washington Top, ABC, Newsday, AP, Associated Press, all of them who are on that left side and left leaning, turned around and did it.
Got to think. Sorry to interject, but you have to end up on some sort of list if you're algorithmically, if you're clicking on that that article to enjoy.
That's very true, and most of these are paywalled too. That's the other side of it. Is you've got AP, which throws up a paywall every once in a while, but Rocky Mountain Outlook and a couple other things. It's only 12 articles that wrote about this, but now you can tell where they actually lean. This is part of learning how news is delivered outside of just being a propaganda machine. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about all of the different blind spots that are sitting out there in the news. Thanks for listening to Apolitical Talk Show. We'll be right back after this.
Over time, you want to work less of it, so you need your crop protection to work more of it. When you add Tapran or Last Chance Pro adjuvants from CHS, they will. Designed for maximum efficacy, Last Chance Pro improves the uptake and translocation of herbicides, while Tapran helps activate herbicides for better performance against tough-to-control weeds. Ask your local CHS retailer how Tapran and Last Chance Pro adjuvants can put your crop protection to work.
At the law offices of Guthrie and Brady, we are dedicated to providing high-quality legal services at affordable prices. Whether you're dealing with real estate transactions, foreclosures, or will and estates, our experienced team, including Mary Brady, the happy lawyer, is here to help. With over 50 years of experience, you can trust that our attorneys have the knowledge and expertise to handle your legal needs. Our comfortable and welcoming office, along with our professional staff, makes it easy for you to get the legal guidance you deserve. If you're looking for expert legal services you can rely on, contact the law offices of Guthrie and Brady today. Schedule a consultation and let us put our decades of experience to work for you. For more information, visit gandblegal.com. That's gandblegal.com.
Attention restaurant owners, are you struggling with grease trap issues or bulk grease removal? Look no further than Hopkins Grease Company. Serving the greater Chicago area since 1947, Hopkins Grease has been the go-to company for grease recycling and maintenance, offering a range of specialized services for restaurants, big or small. From used cooking oil collection to grease trap cleaning, their full fleet of vehicles and dedicated team of employees ensures fast, efficient service in areas like Elgin, Crystal Lake, Algonquin, and Schaumburg. And they're not just a business, they are part of your community. As a family-owned company, Hopkins Grease is big enough to meet your needs, but small enough to give you personalized, friendly service. And they proudly support America's First Responders through our partnership with America's First Responders Fest. So when you choose Hopkins Grease, you're choosing a company that gives back. Need service today? Call Hopkins Grease at 847-458-4040. We're ready to take your grease worries off your plate.
Welcome back to a political talk show right here on WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'll be walking you through the next hour in some minutes, of course. Welcome aboard. I am sitting here with WRMN's executive producer extraordinaire. That, of course, is Ben Demoni Boquest. Thank you, sir, for being here.
It's a beautiful Tuesday to be here. I mean, a little overcast, but I stepped outside and it's still rather warm.
Yeah, it's still nice out there. I believe right now we're sitting at 61, feels like 59. Tomorrow we've got a high of 46, low of 29. So make sure you get those parkas out there just to make sure you're staying warm. There's only a 19% chance of rain tomorrow, though. And it looks like it's going to be somewhere around the early morning side if it does happen.
You know, New York is dealing with their first drought in over 20 years.
Drought? The state or the city?
I saw an article, I believe it's the city.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, somewhere in New York for sure.
Yeah, the Atlantic's a lot of water, but that's all full of salt.
Yeah, weird.
Want any part of
weird
that
time for not having rain. Like normally this would be kind of, you'd get some rain.
Mm-hmm.
At least that you depend on, but I don't know what happened. Maybe the hurricanes on that side of the world kind of sucked up all that expected rain. Not sure. Not a meteorologist, but
you just pretend you just don't pretend one to be one.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, like I'll let you know what it's like outside right now if I've been there recently. But you know, I'm like. What would that be? Not a weather man, but like a weather, just I don't know, just
observer.
Observer, yes.
I am one who observes the weather. Mm-hmm. Speaking of observations, we've got a couple of comments here. Dutchman coming in on the YouTube. Everyone's writing a book. Absolutely. Hillary has a book. Giuliani has a book. Pelosi has a book. Yeah, everybody's got a book. That's there. You've got a book, too. That's right. The Dutchman's putting a book together. I can't wait to read it.
I'm working on a graphic novel.
You're working on a graphic novel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call just doodling.
Right?
Now it's, I have a graphic novel in the process.
Now I'm an artiste, yes, looking to get a loft.
that's there. You know you've made it when the AI steals it from you. That's really where it is. Let's see here. Let's continue a little bit more on our blind spot that's sitting here. Just like it's ridiculous to talk about just a guy who writes books or another politician writing a book, especially a fluffy book. That seems like The Citizen by Bill Clinton seems like a just a fluff. If you like Bill Clinton, you'll love The Citizen. Like, just come see this book. This is another type of thing with it of who necessarily cares. Biden misses the G20 family photo. So as all of the G20 summit family gets up there, Biden is on his way out. Okay, didn't stay for a photo of the G20 thing. A thing that we probably will not be a part of anymore.
Yeah.
A thing that we probably will pull whatever treaty out that they possibly it'll soon to be the G19.
Yeah. It was it correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of neglected in this admin anyways. Was that the COP26 thing?
Yeah, there was a few of the things like that. I mean, it takes it back to perfect example. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
There's a reason why America will not sign a anti-landmine treaty. A lot of it is because we got to go back and get all of those. We don't know where they all are.
Yeah.
Also, secondly, it's what protects the 38th parallel too. With the I think it was 32nd parallel. It's a 30-something parallel. I'm sure they'll correct me in the comments like they usually do. But the Korean border, that is covered with mines, and we would have to then turn around and do it. So they can't join policies, they can't join treaties, they can't join things that us as America we already kind of do. So it's like, why join a summit that says that we are going to reduce fracking in the next 15 years when the fracking people are part of that $1 billion that they just got for campaign donations? So they were in there. The fracking people were in there.
It's becoming, like, I had this thought earlier. I'm pretty sure that Biden just got scammed and, like, picked up his phone and was like, followed this and followed that. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll run again. Just like, don't pick up the phone if you don't know it.
That was somebody, somebody said the other day was, they were talking about Trump doing the third term and all of that. And they were like, well, if he doesn't stay, he'll just get the Constitution, or they'll write something, or the Supreme Court will do something. And you know those memes where they have somebody standing behind the other person? And it was like Donald Trump says we'll be here for the third or getting a third presidency. And it was a Barack Obama behind him. Go, hey, let's hear.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, if that was the case.
But that's what we've said, too, is Trump. You blew my mind when you said, Trump is older than Bill Clinton. Like, my goodness. Imagine if Bill Clinton won again.
You just blew my mind thinking of a future election between Trump and Obama.
Oh my God!
I swear,
Are you kidding me?
I'll really do it this time. I'll do it better.
He ain't gonna do it though. Yeah. He ain't gonna do it. Yeah. He's first off, constitutionally, he's not gonna do
He's tied up philanthropically, like the citizens.
Exactly. Philanthropically, he can't do it because he's just there. So it's one of those things. Hey, thanks. Really appreciate it. Right here on Douglas Street.
Fans.
Seeing everybody, seeing some fans. So it's back to it. It's okay. Photo shoot fail coming from the right side of everything. But like, okay, dude didn't stick around for the photo shoot. Like, what are you really gonna do here? It's just one of those things of trying to just get it put together.
Sensation. You got the narrative right there in front of you, so why not take it? Kind of.
It's true. Something that's also barely reported here on the right. That, of course, is prosecutors urge Trump to consider postponing Trump's sentencing until after his presidency. Yeah. I'm not so sure that's going to end up actually coming to fruition, man.
Yeah, just like a normal citizen, or I guess obviously he's not, but 4 years. Wow, that seems like kind of just insanely unbelievable.
That's on you, Merrick Garland.
Yeah,
honestly, that's the way I look at it. Is Merrick Garland didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think about all the hubbub, all the everything that Jack Smith and everybody else blew, all of the investigations, all of the money, all of the everything else. Nothing. We get nothing. We will be right back after the bottom of the hour news with more apolitical talk show. Let's talk a little bit about this, about postponing sentencing another 4 years after postponing just everything.
Yeah. News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. North Carolina Hurricane Helene victims are struggling and feeling forgotten as winter approaches. Temperatures are dropping, and many hurricane survivors are living in tents or trailers without insulation. This survivor told News Nation.
Wintertime's coming. These folks cannot be forgot about. Just because you don't see this on TV, it don't just go away. This is not going to go away for a long time. We got to get those folks out of those tents and in those FEMA campers.
More than 100,000 homes were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Helene across western Northern Carolina. An action-packed Christmas movie starring The Rock and Chris Evans is having a hard time getting viewers in the holiday spirit.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
You're the best tracker in the world. You're going to help us find him.
Red One finished its debut weekend just over $34 million. That was good enough to top the domestic box office, but amounts to just a small fraction of the movie's $200 million budget. An Illinois flower shop has been chosen to help decorate the White House for Christmas. Honor's Florist, outside of St. Louis, was one of thousands to apply. Owner Don Honor is thrilled.
It's such an iconic historical building, and to think the people that walked through the halls and just the whole symbol that it does for our nation is pretty special.
Honor says she's planning a look, likely using popular flowers like poinsettias and garlands. She doesn't know what part of the White House she'll decorate yet, but she'll have 1 week to get the job done. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
With your weather flash for Elgin, I'm Sarah Silver, 1410 WRMN. This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 62, temperatures falling to around 55. Gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, a chance of rain after 3 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 40. Currently, it is 52 and mainly clear. I'm Sarah Silver with your weather flash.
holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin. No way! Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Welcome back to WRMN. This is a political talk show coming at you from Studio 14 here in downtown Elgin. That is Studio 14 on Douglas Street. Come and say hi. Come and wave at us. I know a lot of you are driving right past. Go ahead and join the Honkers Log. Give us a honk as you pass us on Douglas, and we'll wave at you and say, "Hey, thanks for honking." Right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's really how it works. I mean, I'm sure there's a physical log somewhere of like actually writing. There are plenty of books here in the studio, but I don't know what the other hosts do. I'm sure there's another host or log or something out here to do it.
We need a giant, just like chalkboard to go.
Who has the like turn around, completely stop the show. Here I am,
log.
ready to go.
Yep.
So put it through. Thank you all for listening. We really appreciate you being here. Of course, that is all of the people being here. That would be Brendan. That would be the Dutchman. I know Cleveland Dennis is out there in the world as well. All of the different people that join us here almost daily. But Monday through Friday is really what a political talk show is about. We might have a weekend edition coming up here soon, but Ben and I are trying to mind our P's and Q's because there's a lot of people that ask us not to be balanced. There's a lot of people that are just like, can you just open it up? And I go, yes, I suppose we could. Come on over for a drink or so, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we've been kicking around that idea of maybe starting a non-FCC show.
Yeah, exactly. Something that we can put on there. I know Downtown Jose and a couple other people have been asking specifically for that, of like, let me just hear what you got. Because some of the people are like, I even got an email I'm working on replying back to. I got an email where somebody was like, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that? So I've got a few emails like that, and I want to be able to get back into the long form stuff that we've been doing. So I want to make sure that I know. I don't like being a guy who's just like, well, I feel like this is the answer. Like, no, I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel like I know the answer. How about that?
Right. Yeah. No, there's so much, especially in today's, economy, media economy, if you will, placed on those kind of telling the future and future teller type of activity and I guess a role or whatever you would have it. And at the end of the day, it's like 50-50 is about as good as you're going to be if you're predicting the future. And sure, you can make a good reel out of that to fool somebody into thinking you're a soothsayer, but you're going to have about that average.
Yeah.
You're going to be just as wrong.
And I'll tell you, the guy who's really going around right now and making some sense, like he has been on the Bulwark. He did a little quick podcast on the New York Times stuff. David Brooks. I don't know if you know him. He's a columnist writer for the New York Times and the Atlantic and a couple other things like that. He now has a new theory that he's kind of moving around, that it is not the left versus right type of, hey, I was just talking about Downtown Jose. See, you sit here and you Beetlejuice a guy, and here he is.
Right downtown.
Right downtown Elgin. It's good to see you, buddy. So what David Brooks is moving around is it's not this rich versus poor. It's not this left versus right. We have made a caste system of people who are college educated, versus people who are just high school diploma type of stuff. We've had this, he calls it the diploma gap, where if you look at most of the people that voted for Harris, the majority of them have some sort of degree. If you look at the majority of people that voted for Trump, they don't.
Interesting.
So there's a big gap between that, even to the point where that gap is there because of elitism that everybody's moving towards, but also the fact that all of the media companies, tax companies, lawyer companies, all of those other ones that are out there, not only get graduates with degrees, they also 50% of all of the major news organizations of MSNBC and New York Times and a whole bunch of them all come from the same like 5 Ivy League schools. So they're already starting to get into a hiring process where it excludes people with that side. And they're not even including technical degrees. So if you went to a vocational school or you did something like that, they don't even include you in that academic degree curriculum. They turn around and say, well, you got a certificate. That's not a degree. That's a certificate in welding or a certificate in electronics or a vocational certificate in media or whatever else you got going on. So it's really, really good stuff to listen to right now. So if you're out there in the podcasting land, that's the next podcast I recommend to go listen to. Find something on David Brooks. He's always on the PBS NewsHour on Fridays. Him and Capehart from MSNBC usually do something together. So, but he's been there for forever. David Brooks, a really, really good columnist. If you're looking at, he's running the podcast circuit right now. I saw him on the Bulwark. I saw him on the New York Times. There's a whole bunch of different places. So, just something to think about.
Yeah, and I was kind of talking about this, how we bust out demographics, especially in exit polls and stuff like that. That's one that a lot of people don't focus on so much. I think the scholastic or academic angle of it, and yeah, it goes to show, demographically who voted for who, obviously.
Yeah. Well, because it's elitist to even talk about it too.
Right.
Is like, oh, the separation is an educational separation. And it's like, well, we all want to talk about the societal separation of everything. But at the end of the day, yeah, it could be an educational separation. Because there were a lot of people that looked up both, how can I change my vote? That went up like 600% on Google searches.
I was going to say, might have an impact on something like that.
Also, what is a tariff? Went upwards of like I've heard reports on a few different things. I didn't look for it myself, but
we did all we could.
Exactly. There were a few articles that were talking about how what is a tariff went up significantly too. And okay, maybe if you took Economics 101 at a collegiate level, you might know what tariffs are. So
sorry about that.
It's just one of those things. In 1956, that when tariffs started.
Yes.
But that's it. Dutchman's coming in here. Says, I got to start my own podcast. Yeah, man. Anybody has a podcast about anything. We help you do that. Some of our podcasts that we have produced from the very beginning to now are in the top 10% of all podcasts. We've got at least, what is it? I think 2 of them, Ben. I think we've got at least 2 of them that are in the top 10. And then we've got another one that is in the top 1% as well. And we started them all the way from the bottom, all the way going up to the top.
Yep.
I will tell you, it takes a while.
Yes.
It takes a big while to do it. But here, I'll give everybody free secrets of podcasting. Here it is. Here's the formula. Here's the free secret to a successful podcast. At least 20 minutes every week and 3 social media posts that go along with that one. If you do that in less than a year, you'll be up in that top 25%.
Got to do the work.
Just over a year, you're looking at your top 10%.
Yeah.
You can do it. Call us up. Send me an email. I'll absolutely help you out. I have a literal 6-hour webinar about podcasting.
You should make that into a podcast.
Yeah, podcasting on podcasting. Maybe do something like that, because I do that one, and then the school, when I teach podcasting over at the media school, Illinois Media School, Be On Air Radio Network, by the way. When I teach over at the media school, they make me expand it into 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So three nights a week. So they want at least 12 episodes of podcasting, of how to podcast. So that's cool. Yeah, we'll do that. We can get a podcast moving for almost anything. We've started podcasts about motorcycle clubs. We've started podcasts about healthy eating. Ben and I have started podcasts specifically for some NFL players and said, hey, I'm an NFL player. We heard you do podcasting. We saw you over at the Super Bowl in Arizona. We were wondering if we could do something with you. Yeah, let's do it. So we fire those up for you.
Right down to local businesses, or your even in-house stuff. You want a private podcast.
It's true. You want to privately share all of your stuff, because here's the way I look at it. What's a successful podcast? I don't know, anywhere from 500 to 5,000 people listening to you every week. Well, if you're a business that has 500 to 5,000 people that you talk to, hey, this is a much easier way than sending out that giant memo or that giant blind CC. You send out the link and you say, hey, did you watch the latest episode of, I don't know, McDonald's Weekly? And we can make sure that entire podcast, we call it a narrowcast, that entire narrowcast goes directly to your people and only your people. So no inside secrets, no anything like that. It goes directly to your people. Or let's say that you've got a book club that you want to make sure gets out for everything like that. Do you have a tabletop game that you play? Do you play Dungeons and Dragons? Do you play Call of Cthulhu? Do you just have a fun time sitting around with your friends? We'll help you capture that and send that out to the world too.
Yeah, and everybody knows it's the toughest part after having those meetings is the meeting notes and all that kind of stuff. So transcribing.
Exactly. We can transcribe meetings with people if that's the way that you want to do it. We can also turn a lot of physical media into digital media. So if you've got some records that you want to preserve, if you've got some reel-to-reels that you want to get out there, if you've got some of those the MIDI discs that are there, and you need it. Look, nobody's got a MIDI disc player. Guess who's got a MIDI disc player? Us here, because we've been in the industry for 75 years. I mean, WRMN has been in the industry for 75 years. I've only been in for less than about 15 or so.
If you put all of ours together, we might be close.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I think between the two of us, you and I almost have 30 years of media experience.
Yeah,
together. You throw everybody in the building together, we're sitting at that 75.
Yeah, I start with my internship too. So
let's start from
tip out there for you guys.
Exactly. Can't count what you're not doing. Hey, we're just going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hit one of the other blind spots here of the prosecutors urge the judge to consider postponing Trump's sentencing until after his presidency. We'll go a little bit into Merrick Garland, not too much. I feel like I'm going to be yelling about him for the next forever. So I don't want to just waste it all now. I think we should slowly spoon feed you the hatred I have towards him.
He's already walking home with dragging his book bag, looking at the ground.
I don't need to throw eggs at him today.
Yeah,
I'll wait until later. And 3 years from now, I'll just turn around and be like, Merrick Garland.
Who?
That's it. Exactly. I'm going to be that old man that's in the retirement home just yelling about Merrick Garland ruined this country.
Yes. Meanwhile, 70% of the voters are just like, who?
Who? What's a tariff? We'll be right back after this.
Get ready for Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on WRMN AM 1410. If you're a homeowner or contractor looking to tackle those projects that feel a bit too big, this is the show for you. Join Eric along with his knowledgeable guests as they dive deep into everything from DIY renovations to creating a healthy home environment. We'll provide you with the tools and tips you need to complete your projects with confidence and ease. But it's not all work and no play. We believe in having fun. Our passion for home improvement shines through as we help you save time, money, and reduce the stress of DIY. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, don't miss Around the House. Tune in every Saturday night and let's tackle those home projects together.
Belux Bar and Grill Wisconsin Dells is the quintessential American grill and bar with refined rustic cuisine and award-winning libations. Their honest, feel-good food menu is complemented by a beer list to satisfy every taste. Classic cocktails and our signature shakes, rich and creamy with a splash of boozy goodness just to shake things up a little bit. Belux Grill and Bar, classic American cuisine with a contemporary twist. Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit benderdentalcare.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of Apolitical Talk Show for this hour. So you thought I was going to say the final segment of the show. No! We got a full another hour where we're going to open up the phone lines and get to the headlines. We love it over there. I see you sitting there, Dutchman. Give me just a second to run over this article, and then I'll bring you right into it. Prosecutors urge a judge to consider postponing Trump's sentencing until after his presidency. Manhattan prosecutors oppose any effort to dismiss President-elect Trump's hush money conviction, emphasizing that the case was already tried. They expressed openness to delaying Trump's sentencing, scheduled for November 26th, until after presidency. The district attorney's office suggests postponing all proceedings until Trump leaves the White House in 2029. 2029, Ben.
Like too long of a time.
15 to 2029.
That's a lot. Yeah.
What have you done for 15 years other than listen to Donald Trump talk? Breathing, maybe, drinking, eating, other bodily things. But I don't think I've done anything else for 15 years, not even the radio side of everything. Now, I'm getting there. When I get up to 2029, I'll have, 17, 18 years, almost 20 years in the industry. Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Craziness that's going on here. To think about how far 2029 is into the future. But like we said before, let's talk a little bit about stuff from the Hill. Manhattan DA opposes Trump's bid to dismiss the hush money conviction. So what they want to do is they want to just dismiss it, which, again, has already been tried, has already been found guilty, and has already been sentenced the one time, by the way, too, just not done it. Manhattan prosecutors on Tuesday said that they will oppose President-elect Trump's demand to dismiss his New York criminal conviction following the election, instead floating the idea to the judge could freeze the case until Trump leaves office. In a letter, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg said he won't resist adjourning Trump's hush money sentencing next week so the judge can receive further briefing on whether to toss the case. Though Bragg staked out firm opposition to that request, he did not suggest non-dismissal options like halting all proceedings at least until Trump's departure from office. This is from Bragg himself. The people deeply respect the office of the president and are mindful of the demands and obligations of the presidency and acknowledge that defendant's inauguration will raise unprecedented legal questions, Bragg wrote. We also deeply respect the fundamental role of the jury in our constitutional system. Now, he brings that up because it was a jury that found him guilty. It wasn't a judge that just passed arbitration on in general. It was a jury that found him guilty. So let's bring on the Dutchman himself right here. Thanks, sir, for coming on the show with us today. What do you think about that? I'm losing you. Say again?
Typical. They all do it to each other. Sure. That's going to happen.
And that's where I think having the actual trial, that's what gets me, that's what grinds my gourd over here, buddy, is if we, us as the American people, because it's not like Alvin Bragg versus Donald Trump. It's the people versus Donald Trump. Or it's not Merrick Garland versus Donald Trump. It's the people that are for there. So I believe that as a United States citizen, I believe that 4 years after a proposed crime is committed in front of us, we should have probably had some sort of trial. Something.
Well, okay. Here's one thing.
Yeah.
That's not a federal crime. What he did, it was a civil crime. Right?
Oh yeah, this one here in New York, absolutely. I'll give you this one, but I'm not mad at Merrick Garland for Alvin Bragg bringing something up. I'm mad that we didn't get the actual trial that we all needed to have, the one that was going to happen.
Well, the way I understand it, okay. And I'm just going up the facts that I've seen and heard, is that he was a high-priced hooker, and that because she wanted to be part of his staff, or what do you call it, his entourage, that because he wouldn't give it to her, she decided to nail him. But she was coerced too. According to law enforcement people, and I'm not talking about judges or left or right or whatever, I'm just talking about the facts that people have come out with. I'm starting to sound like that Johnny Cochran guy. I don't want to say it's a minor offense. Of course, sexism and racism doesn't go so. But it sometimes, in some respects, the only reason he's getting what he's getting is because he's Donald J. Trump.
Of course.
Now, if that would have been anybody else, darn well it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
So you're telling me, yes, by all means, it is absolutely legal to pay hush money to people. 100% legal. But if I turn around and take that hush money and then file it under my taxes as a tax write-off, you're telling me the IRS wouldn't come after me?
Well, they probably would. I mean, that's stupid. People do stupid things all the time.
It is stupid, which is why Alvin Bragg went after him for it.
Well, see, I didn't say anything was, okay, so you look at how long Jeffrey Skilling was around. That Tom.
You got 30 seconds till we're out, buddy. What do you got?
Well, anyway, I just want to say my 30 seconds I wanted to put in there was that I'm looking to do a podcast on environmental, but how it affects national parks, national forests, our lands management, and how fire control burns and things like that.
That'd be amazing.
And we wouldn't be insurance. We wouldn't pay it to the nose. You wouldn't have these big monstrosities.
It's true. Hey, thanks for calling in, buddy. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. A good evening. That was the Dutchman here on WRMN's Apolitical Talk Show. We'll be right back after the top of the hour.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Cruden. Brought to you by Verizon. The city of Elgin has been named one of the top U.S. cities for workforce growth, boasting an impressive 16.08 increase in its working age population. With thoughtful planning, the city aims to sustainably manage this boom to benefit local businesses and maintain its high quality of life, that according to the city of Elgin. A late-night dispute in Elgin on November 13th ended tragically when police discovered a deceased adult male at a residence in the 700 block of Jefferson Avenue. The incident, which police described as isolated, with all involved parties known to each other, prompted an immediate investigation by the Major Investigations Division, authorities assuring that there are no ongoing threat to the community. Thursday, November 21st at the Golden Skillet Family Restaurant, the latest Coffee with a Cop session will take place from 8:30 until 9:30 a.m. at 740 West Chicago Street in Elgin. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Cruden.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbor said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Okay, antibodies, huddle up. We're a great team, but the flu is dominating. The good news is the human we're protecting just got his flu shot. That means all of us antibodies have strong new gear that will help us fight and defend against the flu. We must win so that our human can stay healthy and help protect the people he cares about most.
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect yourself and others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
America's Best Restaurants travels the country and features restaurants that you should visit each week. Recently, the cast and crew made their way to Renata's German Restaurant in Hanover Park. Renata serves old family recipes and delicious German-influenced food. Renata's also specializes in a wide variety of traditional German baked goods, too. So, if you've yet to visit Renata's, try America's Best Restaurants choice. Drop in soon for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. North Carolina Hurricane Helene victims are struggling and feeling forgotten as winter approaches. Temperatures are dropping, and many hurricane survivors are living in tents or trailers without insulation. This survivor told News Nation.
Wintertime's coming. These folks cannot be forgot about. Just because you don't see this on TV, it don't just go away. This is not going to go away for a long time. We got to get those folks out of those tents and in those FEMA campers.
More than 100,000 homes were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Helene across western Northern Carolina. An action-packed Christmas movie starring The Rock and Chris Evans is having a hard time getting viewers in the holiday spirit.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
You're the best tracker in the world. You're going to help us find him.
Red One finished its debut weekend just over $34 million. That was good enough to top the domestic box office, but amounts to just a small fraction of the movie's $200 million budget. An Illinois flower shop has been chosen to help decorate the White House for Christmas. Honor's Florist, outside of St. Louis, was one of thousands to apply. Owner Don Honor is thrilled.
It's such an iconic historical building, and to think the people that walked through the halls and just the whole symbol that it does for our nation is pretty special.
Honor says she's planning a look, likely using popular flowers like poinsettias and garlands. She doesn't know what part of the White House she'll decorate yet, but she'll have 1 week to get the job done. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Image 360 South Elgin is your ultimate destination for custom signs and visual communication solutions. Looking to rebrand your office interior? Need striking vehicle wraps or decals for your fleet? Or perhaps you're in the market for a standout trade show display? At Image 360 South Elgin, they've got you covered. As your full-service custom sign and graphics partner, they deliver bold solutions and exceptional support. From outdoor signage to eye-catching store signs, indoor graphics to comprehensive branding solutions, they have the experience to elevate your brand's presence. Trust Image 360 to create a long-term partnership that gives your brand 360 degrees of exposure. Visit them at 506 Sundown Road in South Elgin. Image 360 South Elgin. Bold solutions, exceptional support.
America, and good day to our friends around the world. It is hour 2 for a political talk show here on WRMN, WRMN 1410 AM, and WRMN1410.com. WRMN1410.com is the place to go if you want to know more about the station, or if you want to go to our YouTube channel. You can go through there, or of course you can go to youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. Check out our YouTube page, also WRMN 1410, where you can find all of the different posts and things, so you will always be up to date with the information in the Fox River Valley. Joining me for this hour is Bendemonium Boquest. Thank you, sir, for being here with me. Appreciate it.
My distinct pleasure and honor on this glorious Tuesday.
It's always good to have you, man.
Yes.
It's always good to have you.
Dream come true.
We're going to open up the phone lines for everybody. 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. When the media comes out, you know us media people like to talk about it. And media has entered the news once again. This media is a long-standing show that's been around for quite a while. And, of course, that's 60 Minutes.
Oh, yeah.
60 Minutes gotten a little bit of some hot water there, Ben. They said, let's see if we've got some YouTube aspect of it, or Yahoo, sorry. We're going to go all the way back to 2002 and look up yahoo.com news. No, I'm just
Love it.
Yahoo News is, of course, also bought up by the Huffington Post. That's probably why they fell down a little bit. They lean a little bit on that left end. And then not a lot of other publishers have talked about this. They should have, but not a lot of them have. 60 Minutes opening prompts a MAGA meltdown. Ooh, that's there.
Saucy.
Scott Peely recapped the cabinet picks of Vice President Donald Trump in 60 Minutes opening Sunday, enraging MAGA supporters despite the segment's recitation of facts. They
take
said
much.
the facts. Here it is. Here are the facts. 60 Minutes is not known to just make up stuff. The summary is exactly why no one respects the legacy media anymore, one person complained on X, formerly Twitter. Pure Democratic propaganda, griped another. Peely, a correspondent, began by noting, this is what they noted, and this was, quote, in that 60 Minutes opening. Some nominees appear to have no compelling qualifications other than loyalty to Trump. He pointed out Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth's lack of government experience and recent gig as Fox News morning host. The investigation into the Attorney General nominees Matt Gaetz, alleged sex with a minor, and the vaccine skepticism of Health and Human Services nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The quote continues, "It's up to the new Republican majority in the Senate to decide whether these nominees are equipped to represent the American people," Peely concluded. One commentator who approved of the report observed it on X. This 60 Minutes open didn't tell one lie, didn't exaggerate, and gave very pertinent information regarding those poor nominations. And the MAGA cult thinks 60 Minutes is wrong for doing it. This is what one commentator put in there. They're starting to get more on the blue sky side of things. Trump supporters look embarged and check out the other reactions. Some people were calling 60 Minutes scumbags and a bunch of other things that are out there. Now, I'm in agreement with some of these people that are out there that say Marco Rubio is a great nomination. Marco Rubio, again, is I know we like to bang on established politicians and things like that, but at the end of the day, sometimes you need those pencil pushers that are just in there in general. So that was a lot of what they were talking about, was just how some of the people, and he didn't say all of them, they didn't go through, they just said some of the people, their only qualification with this is the fact that they're loyal to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. I mean, they never ran like Matt Gaetz. Mm-hmm. Okay, he knows the law and he is a lawyer. That doesn't necessarily make him in charge or a good pick for attorney general.
Not necessarily seasoned, kind of one of the new guys on the scene as far as the national picture goes.
Exactly. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence on that one. She hasn't even sat in an intelligence committee for anything. And of course, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Not a doctor, not a medical professional in any kind of way, and really is getting this because he dropped out of the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really what it is. That's what he said before he dropped out of the race.
Yep. Yeah.
Is I'm dropping out of the race because Donald Trump has promised me a cabinet position.
Yeah.
Like that's where it is with some of this stuff. And if you want to turn around and you want to call 60 Minutes for being an outdated, a literal quote, outdated relic of the past by Steve Chung, who is the press secretary of, or the press secretary of the campaign for Trump. That's there. Their disgusting bias and unhinged reporting are out of touch with the everyday Americans who voted for President Trump. It is. It's just back to the issue of the objective facts. Like, honestly, we need to get back to not just following somebody just because that's what they say, or they're the new savior, or they're the anointed one, or whatever other ridiculous things that you want to raise your strong man up. And honestly, Ben, Matt Gaetz is the canary in the coal mine. Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., okay, I definitely think that some of the senators are going to just be like, look, it's not that bad of an offshoot. They're not that far off from maybe having them a chance. They might be able to learn on the fly. Matt Gaetz, everybody in Congress knows who Matt Gaetz is. Mm-hmm. Everybody in Congress knows the pictures that he used to go around and show everybody. They all know these things. More than likely, they've all read the report.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw that there's calls for that to be released. I've seen there's calls that it was already leaked.
Really?
Yes. So
I haven't seen it out yet. I'm sure it's out there.
I haven't seen it myself either.
So it may have been leaked, but I don't think it's hit any news organizations yet.
I haven't seen the posting yet, but it's one of those, you hear about it.
But that's what I mean, is Matt Gaetz is a known actor, known that's in there. And there's many, many people, including Ted Cruz, who do not like this gentleman. And what's going to happen is this is going to be that test. Your disdain of putting Matt Gaetz as Attorney General, is that going to be more of a persuader than your following of Trump? And what I keep hearing from a lot of people, and a lot of people that turn around on the morning shows, the Sunday morning news stuff, there were a few of the senators that turned around and said, yeah, he may not, or these people may not be very qualified, but last time Trump had people in his cabinet that he didn't really work with before, he's never known before, so we got to give this guy the benefit of the doubt because this is who he wants to work with. So we've got to give him the stuff. Then you talk about Tuberville, who is one of the worst people in Congress, turned around and said, well, I'm going to start turning around and kicking everybody out that doesn't vote for Matt Gaetz. It's not up to us to decide who the president should have in their cabinet.
Though
it is, it is Mr. Tuberville.
Standardly throughout history.
Of one of the people that does not know parliamentary procedures in any kind of way, it's Coach Tuberville.
Yeah, no, he's actually kind of been a very big proponent of the stopping of processes.
Yeah, he wants to stop every single process. We all remember where Tuberville was the guy that held up military promotions. Military promotions because he did not like the fact that there were reproductive health that was provided for military members that lived in states that no longer provided the thing. They're forced to live in that state, and now they are forced to adhere to all of the medical side of things for that particular state, even though other medical procedures are available for other states. He did not like that. So he turned around and held up for what? The better part of a year. It was like 8 months.
It's a long time, man.
This guy held up military promotions. There were people in theater running 2 jobs as full board generals or admirals, and they never got a replacement because the replacement was never promoted to take that position. And it was Tuberville that did that held it up in committee. So if he's going to talk about holding up anything else, if you don't vote for Matt Gaetz, believe him.
Yeah.
And this is where the canary in the coal mine is here. Are we going to see the Senate that's now run by Republicans confirm somebody that they don't like? They don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of things out there. You can find more people that don't like Matt Gaetz than people that are sticking up for him. Like, you will probably find more people that like Santos more than they like Matt Gaetz.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's just the way that I guess politics, the Trumpification of politics is a lot of people kind of copped his style, of just being kind of over the top. And, obviously a lot of people know Matt Gaetz a lot more than other representatives of the House, the Congress. Like, who else? I couldn't even tell you all the Illinois representatives, but I know that guy for some reason. And, he's, you can't help but think, that it's part of his plan to just either have that, the book deal or the notoriety afterwards. So, and it's showing right now, though, how, not the best PR. It's not all good news. Not all press is good press.
Here you go. This is on the blind spot as well. The reason this is a blind spot, and I'm so glad that The Hill reported on this blind spot specifically. What I appreciate about this new blind spot, Ben, is this is actually something that's different than what Trump has said before. And this is the good direction. This is the, hey, the thing that I said before, it kind of is something that I probably should not have said. But, this may even jump into Joe Scarborough going down to Mar-a-Lago and may have helped this sentiment of Trump come out, which I agree with. I absolutely agree with what Trump has now said. Trump says media is vital to making America great again and vows to work with free, fair, and open press. Even though they just blew up 60 Minutes for saying whatever. That's okay. No. That's what. If you say both things, then you're right all the time. President-elect Donald Trump stated that a free and fair and open media is vital for making America great again. Trump expressed his obligation to work with the press, regardless of past negative treatment. He didn't say whose negative treatment. He just said past negative treatment. Must be a both sides thing. He believes he ran a great and flawless campaign and will do what is necessary to elevate the country. So this is far cry away from going after Christy Teigen. This is a far cry away of going after Jimmy Kimmel. This is a far cry away of saying that NBC or ABC should have their license taken away. Like, this is the far cry. Like, all of the other things that have all been said, we now have the I guess this is really what he means. Because that's the problem. Again, if you say both things, you eventually will be true regardless. This is the direction he needs to go. And what I don't like is that nobody on the left wanted to report this because they spent all the time reporting the other ones. He's going after Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, he's trying to get Christy Teigen thrown in jail. Like, all of these other things. But he's now changed his mind. So let's talk a little bit in the last little few minutes that we've got over here. Is this something that when Joe Scarborough went down a couple days ago to come talk to him, is this the result of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could come to that conclusion that, it was at the end of the day. And, we're both in this industry. It's tough to make it without somebody messing with you.
Yeah.
So if you definitely don't want that type of attention, and I mean, I guess it's just to go hear from the horse's mouth. What is the difference? I know you campaign on a lot of different issues. Everybody does that. But what are we looking at in the landscape of media? What is to be expected? And will it be fair? And I mean, I think when you talk about people, especially that echelon of media, the mainstream, the legacy, whatever you wish to call it, they're pretty much, I wouldn't say cohorts, but there's a level of acknowledging that, you have the status, and that they speak the same language. It's country club politics as it goes. And, as simple as that. It's two old pros, old hats in their respective circles talking to each other and either, burying the hatchet or kind of at least come into an agreement that, on what to expect.
And it's like with the whole Bush administration, it seemed like the liberal media or the comedy type of media, all they did was just rag on the guy.
Easy enough. Yeah.
I mean, you almost get taken out by a pretzel. It's just neither here nor there. But the biggest issue of turning around and trying to work together, like that's really what it is. It's the olive branch that comes in, and that's really where compromise starts. And this, I like it. I like this direction. Back when we all turned around and were like, "Oh, he's not going to do that. He's not going to say this. He's not." This is the step in the right direction. This is the step in the direction of free and fair press, and everything should be that direction as it moves through. First Amendment is one of the crown jewels of American society, America as a country, and in that you have to keep the free, fair, and open press. You have to. It's the largest check and balance to the government, because even if your Senate, even if your House of Representatives, even if your Supreme Court lets you down, you get to go on the media and talk about it. Hey, they didn't do this right. Hey, this is wrong over here. This is something that should be done. This is what the American people demand. It's all going back to that free and fair press. And it all starts and ends with that, because if you end up with the whole Russian oligarchy and everything else that comes out from that, you're going to get what we saw over this last election campaign. But you won't get both sides. You'll get one side, the ruling class's side, and they will continue to tell you what to believe. They're not going to tell you what a tariff is. They're just going to put them on.
Yep.
They're not going to tell you what this is bad, that's good, or anything else.
Yeah, scarily enough, you can look at how kind of X has changed, Twitter, X, and obviously Elon's kind of close in the cabinet position there. And for as much as they've harped free speech, it's been kind of more so just shaping that platform. So
yeah,
I don't know if my question for you, how about that?
Sure.
I'm going to switch the table a little bit here. My question is, are you going to see more kind of solidated, biased sources and shows? Is it going to be more, I don't know, galvanized kind of in that way? Or are you going to see more people kind of playing it safe down the middle?
I think people are looking. There's a lot of people that are looking for new media outlets. And what happened, especially for the people that feel disenfranchised for this last election, they feel that way because their silo was telling them not to worry. Their silo didn't want, and this is a lot of what happened with Hillary as well. There was a lot of, oh no, people possibly wouldn't vote for Trump and that blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, look at what we're saying about him right here.
Exactly.
Like, would you vote for someone like that?
Yeah, and even then, you turn around and say Trump says media is vital to make, or vital, sorry, to making America great again. If that was all you heard, and you didn't hear anything about Christy Teigen, you didn't hear anything about Jimmy Kimmel, you didn't hear anything about any of the other networks that he tried to knock down. That's why this is a blind spot. Is the blue side doesn't want to talk about it because it goes against their narrative of he hates the press. And the red side wants to talk about it too much because now he finally said the right thing. And so that's where this double-sided of media, or just these silos of everything, people are starting to find either new silos, or they're finally starting to realize that I'm in an echo chamber right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is when the bias is layered on so heavily, you know what kind of echo chamber you're in,
Mm-hmm.
because it's all the same parroted stuff over and over again. And that, I think, is the biggest issue. Or honestly, it may be the easiest way for people to realize where they're at with it. Like if I start seeing signs for liquor stores on every single corner, I may not be in a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
Same thing that if I go into a Twitter space, or if I go into a Blue Sky, or I go into whatever Reddit page that's out there, and I start seeing the Biden's fit for everything, Biden's the best thing in the entire world. Yeah, I start seeing signs of maybe being in the wrong neighborhood.
Hmm.
So it's this, I think a lot of people are starting to realize that they were in an echo chamber.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
fair enough.
because I'm seeing many, many people that participate in the echo chamber complaining that people are leaving it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people turn. Now, by all means, this is the end of the electoral season anyway. So people in interest in politics are already going to start dropping anyway. But people have started to lose hardcore followers.
Yeah, it's why they teach objectivity in broadcasting school.
There you go.
One of the main principles of a free open media is that you got to call balls and strikes. And the legacy in mainstream hasn't done that for years. So I think we are going to see more people take that middle of the road approach. Or
we'll see it there. Apolitical Talk Show will continue after this.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. North Carolina Hurricane Helene victims are struggling and feeling forgotten as winter approaches. Temperatures are dropping, and many hurricane survivors are living in tents or trailers without insulation. This survivor told News Nation.
Wintertime's coming. These folks cannot be forgot about. Just because you don't see this on TV, it don't just go away. This is not going to go away for a long time. We got to get those folks out of those tents and in those FEMA campers.
More than 100,000 homes were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Helene across western Northern Carolina. An action-packed Christmas movie starring The Rock and Chris Evans is having a hard time getting viewers in the holiday spirit.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
You're the best tracker in the world. You're going to help us find him.
Red One finished its debut weekend just over $34 million. That was good enough to top the domestic box office, but amounts to just a small fraction of the movie's $200 million budget. An Illinois flower shop has been chosen to help decorate the White House for Christmas. Honors Florist, outside of St. Louis, was one of thousands to apply. Owner Don Honor is thrilled.
It's such an iconic historical building, and to think the people that walked through the halls and the whole symbol that it does for our nation is pretty special.
Honor says she's planning a look, likely using popular flowers like poinsettias and garlands. She doesn't know what part of the White House she'll decorate yet, but she'll have 1 week to get the job done. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Take a historic walk through the home of America's greatest showman, Al Ringling. Located in Baraboo, Wisconsin, you can view the grand opulence on a guided tour, now hourly starting 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Weekday tours begin on the veranda and on the weekends in the tap room of the Al Ringling Brewery. Behind the mansion, kick back and try a flight of craft beers and dine at this family-friendly stop. Visit alringlingmansion.com for more information.
With your weather flash for Elgin, I'm Sarah Silver, 1410 WRMN. Tonight, a chance of rain after 3 a.m. with mostly cloudy skies and a low around 40. Looking ahead to tomorrow, expect a chance of rain before 5 p.m., then a chance of rain and snow with partly sunny skies and a high near 47. Currently, it is 52 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver with your weather flash.
Finding the perfect gifts for everyone on your list takes time, and the holidays can get a little busy. So let Macy's help you get a jump on your shopping with our Black Friday sale happening right now. It's your chance to find the best deals on the best gifts before the holiday rush, like cozy puffers and coats and more of the season's best styles. So get your gifts at Macy's now, and when you're cool, calm, and collected during holiday crunch time, you'll have yourself and Macy's to thank. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Welcome back to a political talk show right here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. Check out WRMN1410.com. Go ahead and go over there. You just type in www.WRMN1410.com and you'll see all of the different new show lineups. You'll see some of the show hosts in that About page where you'll get to meet all of us. You'll get to see me with a handlebar mustache. I got to get that picture taken down. I haven't had a haircut since June, and that was when they took that picture. And of course, it was when I was playing around with my mustache and getting that handlebar all put together. But putting things together is what we do around here, and I can't do it any better than with my good friend Dean DeLaley. Thank you, sir.
Hey, how you doing today, everybody?
Good. Hey, you got a thing that you're doing out over at the Gail Borden Library here in an hour or so now, right?
Yeah, it's 6:30 over at the Gail Borden. I'll be joining Matt McNeil, who's going to be running the show over there. And we even have Elliot may pop in because he's a big Bozo fan.
Okay.
So what Gail Borden Public Library is doing at 6:30, they are hosting the Bozeum.
Hey.
There you go, which is our good friend Tom Holbrook. Mm-hmm. And Tom is also who? The voice and now the face of Wizzo. He's got the rights to run Wizzo.
Well, they do that duty do. He does that so well. Yeah. What I really like about it is even though he's not Bozo and doesn't have all of the white clown makeup, he still puts on makeup for it. He still goes out there and still does Wizzo makeup.
Yeah.
Now it's skin colored.
He looks just like Marshall Brodin did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for those that didn't know, Marshall Brodin was the creator and the actor of Wizzo on the Bozo Show all the time.
While Ben's putting together all of the tech stuff, I've got the hosts for this, and that is Matt McNeil on the line as well.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
Did you watch Bozo as a kid there, Matt?
You know, I didn't. However, I every year would watch the Thanksgiving Day special. That included History on Bozo.
That's true. That's a WGN staple right there. Mm-hmm. I watched Bozo as a kid. I got to watch it in color. But I watched Bozo as a kid, and I loved the buckets. That was always the what was it, the fun show or so the prize show or something like that.
The
grand prize game.
Prize show. Would you watch it in color?
Look, I'm telling you, it's been a while.
You must have seen it in color, but you had your ears full.
I was little. I was glued to the TV. But I always liked it.
I was never little.
I've been big. I'd like to see a picture when you're little.
It never happened.
But what I liked about it was it had everything in it. Like if you got the first bucket, like you were ready to go, here you go, here's some candy or something. The second bucket and
In fact,
the prizes
bun bars,
got all the way up.
If you remember what a bun bar used to be, they had chocolate, maple, and there was one other flavor.
Okay.
They were a square bar. Oh God, I can't think of what the other vanilla, maple, and chocolate were the three flavors. For you old timers, call our radio station. Tell somebody about a button bar.
A button bar.
Bun, B-U-N.
Bun bar. Okay.
I don't even know. I think it was made by Mars. I'm not sure.
Is it like chocolate or is it like a baked good?
It's like you would compare it maybe to a Baby Ruth in a sense.
Oh, okay.
But square. You have that caramel and all. But again, the flavors that they had at the time that I remember was chocolate, maple, and vanilla. All come back to
maple. Was maple a big candy flavor back in the day?
I think it was.
I see it. Yeah.
See, Matt's got. Who was the
Bun Bar?
Is that from Mars?
It's
or Nestle? Who did it?
Pearson's.
Like I said, Pearson's. If Larry Jones would hear it, says, "You're right, Dean. Whatever you say."
It was Mars. Yeah, it sure was.
It was Mars.
Pearson's just changed its name to Mars. That was all it was. But
who's Pierce? What else did they have?
Pearson's.
Yeah.
It's Pearson's candy.
Pearson's candy. What else is in their line? Since you got
what do they have? They've got other different types of peanut clusters.
Chunky? Did they
Nut
make
Goody,
Chunky?
mint patties, salted nut roll.
That's good. I like that.
So now Wizzo in the show was a big supporting actor, supporting cast in it, kind of like how Cookie was as well. That was me. My era was the Cookie era.
Well,
orange.
Wizzo, I don't think was as goofy as the slapstick that Bose and Cookie did. He certainly added to it. But I think he was more of the magician, and he actually did some great acts and happened to be in costume and played along with the with the vibe that made up the show.
Well, you got to have somebody serious too, right? You got to have somebody serious either to prank or somebody serious to kind of like
every good actor
play
has a
that side.
straight man.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
It's there just to have it. So even though the it's like the Mo of the Stooges, right? Mo was supposedly the
smart one,
the smart one, or supposedly the smart one, right?
Yeah.
In that same kind of way. Is that where Wizzo took in, or do you think Wizzo was more of like a hey, we need a side act specifically for magicians and things?
Well, if I was going to do a comparison, I think I would more go to the Marx Brothers.
Oh, okay.
And I would make it more of the Harpo, because Harpo was the musical piece of the three of them.
Yeah,
right?
They had the talent, right?
Correct.
It's not just a bunch of clowns running around. It's somebody with actual talent.
And Groucho was again the top dog, and then the other two were just, what was the other guy's name? The Italian guy. How come I don't know?
I don't know.
Groucho, Marx Brothers, Groucho, Harpo, and for Christ's sake.
I don't know off the top of my head. That was something I didn't watch in color.
Yeah, I don't
think it came in color. What are you doing tonight, Matt? You guys are going over there to see a performance at the Gail Borden Library?
So they're going to be having a nice setup there of there's going to be vintage toys.
What?
There's going to be even some old rare videos as well too, because I do believe most of the episodes were destroyed. I think I heard that.
Yeah, he said, Tom talked about, and he's got a book. What was it, 700 pages or something like that he's got going on? All about the history. And what he had said is that the film was just expensive. So what they did was, instead of archiving every single thing, is they just tape over it. So they would just tape over the same stuff. So I guess in essence, that is destroyed. But yeah, they just overwrote the film, and so there are some episodes that we'll never get to listen to again.
My childhood best friend's mother has a tape from when she was on the show.
Wow.
That's gotta be
Now, she did the buckets and she missed the first one.
Oh no, the first one. That's like
she missed the first one. Yeah.
That's like where Bozo practically walks you up to the line and lets you just drop it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
so she got to play the games and she missed the first one. And she says somewhere she has the tape.
Every time I go to the fair, I always think about the buckets. Every time I go to the fair, I'm like, okay, I can make it in here. If some 5-year-old can make it all the way down to the $100 bucket, surely I can make it in this carnival.
Exactly. Yep.
That's sitting here. Any other famous clowns that you guys plan on bringing over here?
It just does. I mean,
Yeah. It just does, really.
Certainly, well, they had a little bit to it. We have no problem with that.
Tell me a little bit about the Bozeum. Now, we're putting it upstairs here on Douglas Street, and you're going to get a little bit of a taste of it tonight. You get to see some of the exhibits that are there.
He's got a collection.
You get to meet Tom as well, who will be the curator of the Bozeum, which is even cooler to say. I love meeting people who have better jobs than me. Like it's hard to do, but I love meeting people that have cooler jobs than I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're going to be able to see quite a few stuff. They've got circus music, so they're going to be playing circus music to get you into the mood. They're also going to be having, of course, learning the history of a truly American character, as known as Bozo, of course. Original costumes as well, too. So you got the wigs, you've got, of course, the big shoes, vintage toys, rare film clips, and also photographs and memorabilia, too.
We saw those shoes over there. They're a little snazzier than what you got there, Dean.
Maybe a size 16.
If not bigger.
No kidding.
Got a size 16 foot or shoe will fit in that shoe.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's at the Meadows Community Rooms. That's going to be tonight at 6:30 p.m. at the Gail Borden Public Library. I do believe people still have a chance to register. So if I go onto the website here, I do believe there are still about 30 seats remaining or so.
Wow, only 30 left over.
So I'm going to have to double check and see, but I'm pretty sure you can still register. So
yeah,
folks,
that filled up quick.
Yeah, so folks out there, if you're interested, you can still, I do believe, still register. I'll take a look here and see what we've got currently right now on the exhibit list. Oh my goodness, please hold.
I found that name while you're looking.
Go ahead.
So Zeppo was
Zeppo. Oh my
How could I not?
Harpo and Zeppo. Because you said Harpo.
Well,
just automatically was like,
Harpo
I
was the blonde curly hair guy that didn't talk. And Zeppo was the Italian guy.
There you go. The brothers.
Right. And Groucho was the guy with the mustache like you.
This one.
Definitely full enough. Holy cow.
Yeah, still 32 seats remaining.
Is there 32? Okay. I didn't think there was that many.
No, get out there. You can still register, and I'm sure the library isn't going to turn you around. No. They're a great place over there. What I really love about the library is the Gail Borden Library specifically, that is an information hub for the entire county.
Sure is.
Like this isn't just like global anything like that. They also have information all the way down to the local level.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be a big resource for me come the spring election. That's something just here in politics land in general. You got to have that information. And they are amazing over there.
Yeah. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed too, as someone who, I'll go into the genealogy side of things. You can find stuff, you can find newspaper articles, digital reels that they do not publish online. They're strictly, you have to go in person to look at them too. So you can find some really cool stuff.
The microfilm that they've got over there. We were just talking about the Elgin Historical Society, where they do the Elgin 100 as well.
Yes.
And they do a great job of researching each one of those, and they go and look at the microfilm from 100 years ago.
And a lot of it's volunteer work too.
Yes, absolutely. So I can't wait until the 100-year anniversary, where when they do Elgin 100 days ago, they talk about WRMN jumping in on that one. That's gonna be. We're getting closer.
It's right around the corner.
It is.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
I hope I'm not here for it.
Is it?
Well, 25 more years.
I'm gonna curse you, and I hope you are here for it.
Please
is there?
Don't do it to me. Thank you anyhow.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. The Dutchman comes in and says, "I believe only one thing, and that's WRMN and a political talk show. That's it. They only believe what we do over here." You shouldn't. At least have two things. Get at least a second thing out there. And speaking of the second thing, on Fridays, Dean is actually on the air. If you haven't checked that out, you're going on what, episode 4 or 5 now?
No, it would be my personal episode 8. It's
really?
Yeah.
Has it really been that many of them?
It's the 9th week.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but 8 of them. I did 7 last week, I believe. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Seems like only yesterday.
I only did one of them. I only did one Dino's Night Out.
That's okay.
Should be because it's Dino's Night Out.
I got the most views on that one.
Get out of here. No, it's good. You've got a show. Who are you having on this week? I know you were talking to a couple different people.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe Tony Spavoni. He's got the restaurant on Lake Street.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good place.
Yeah, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a beautiful singer for, I can't tell you how many different years.
A singer and owns a restaurant?
Singer, owner,
Okay.
operator, yeah, performer. A lot of the Italian fests he's played, all around. He's got some just great talent.
See, he's got talent and a job. Do you see why I don't like people with pure talent?
No, you'll love him.
Is it?
Hopefully
have a
Tony's
job
able to
too.
make it in, yeah. He'll be a nice guest. But, the show was put together, again, by mistake, and definitely a mistake by putting me in that spot. But it really wasn't designed to have, my own type of show. I am having fun with it, like I said. All you guys have taught me quite a bit because I'm not the broadcasters like you guys, but I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in time, maybe I'll have, a little better technique than what I'm currently using. But, Ron Onesti, Arcata Theater, and a Des Plaines Theater, he sponsors that show each and every week from 2 to 4. And it just gives the relief to the Tammy and friends. They're on Monday through Thursday, and it allows them to get their content ready for Monday. So when you got that fact checker guy, what's his name?
With Chad GPT
That's it.
is our AI for it.
Yeah. I've been enjoying the heck out of that guy.
It's fun.
I love the sarcasm. Absolutely. Yeah, he could be next to me anytime. Oh my God, I just love the sarcasm.
So we're working on a few things. We're giving voices to some of our stuff here on WRMN. Stand by for more that's out there. Speaking of another voice, of course, it is the Matt McNeil that we all know and love for Out to Lunch. Matt, how different has it been doing Out to Lunch versus maybe some of the other things that you've done here on WRMN before?
There is a lot more room when it comes to talking about places in the area. In the past, it was only specifically things on the shop show. Now it's, places within the Fox River Valley. It could be any place that offers arts and entertainment, different stores. That might even be something I could also kind of bring into the table too, is a little bit more of like maybe some smaller shops as well too. I talk about food and restaurants, but also maybe talking a little bit more about those shops like the Vintage Hammer of Hampshire and some other good places out there too.
Do you think some of your bias? Go ahead, Dan.
No, I just said, did you notice he said like Hampshire? The idea is, and one of the, showcase pieces I like to think here, is that it's the Fox River Valley. I keep saying that, and sooner or later people are going to hear what I'm saying. But, I mean, really, we represent and service the whole Fox River Valley. Proud and very happy to be in the city of Elgin. I think that's the 6th largest city in the state
I think
of
it's
Illinois.
6, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot to offer here. I mean, they got so many programs, so many things they do for their residents here and non-residents. They just added that football stadium, enlarged it to make more soccer fields, and and that's done through the city. They don't have a park district.
Yeah,
that's funded through the city.
Yeah, where they all vote on it to make sure that's there.
And they're using the tax dollars to where it's, I think, represented and felt the best is with the taxpayers. They're not just blowing the money. You come to the downtown Elgin area, and we're trying to get more people here to walk by the front of our windows.
They're doing some great work.
They're really doing some things here. They're adding a lot of neat shops, a lot of neat stores. You've got the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. I mean, does she not do a great job for
Awesome
everybody?
job. Carol does a great job.
Giesky. Yeah, I always say it wrong.
Yep.
Sorry, Carol. I know you're listening. But, Carol is just so instrumental to so many people, getting their business started. And Ms. Facala from the Downtown
Neighborhood
Association, another outstanding organization. So we're blessed to have them within the Elgin confines. And I think that's great. City manager, another gentleman been working with us, and you cannot forget the police chief, Anna Lally. I mean, she is so progressive, and she is so committed to serving this community and doing the right thing and getting as much transparency out there as they can. We get people that call in, the cops are doing this again, or, they're hiding this, right? They're not hiding nothing. Sometimes you have an investigation that you just can't let, for lack of a better word, the secrets out yet. But what they're able to let out, and we're helping them with a podcast, are we not?
Yeah, we are.
What was the name
some
of
more
it?
for it. They're still workshopping it, but you're talking about how Chief Lally is just so progressive with a lot of like her engagement for the community. Not necessarily like progressive policies,
right?
But she's progressive in the communication side of everything, which is why she wants to do this podcast on cold cases.
Right.
Because there's a new cold case department over at the Elgin Police Department, and they're working on the backlog of cold cases that are there. The two detectives that I've been speaking with, I don't have their names readily for me, but they're putting together this podcast to actually solve these cases.
Yeah.
This isn't just like a podcast of a thing that won't ever happen. Listen to these podcasts and help solve a mystery. That's what I really like about what they're doing.
And that's what it's designed for. It's not just designed like the entertainment shows, where there's 48 hours of that. They walk you through the crime scene. They show you some gruesome pictures, and they tell you about how it happened, how it didn't, what could have happened. And that's nice. But those aren't the cold cases. And I think it's got its birth because of the technology that is now available. I mean, the DNA that they are able to still get from 20 years ago, and the equipment that they have that's proven, and it's not just speculative. It's definite that this is what the DNA is showing us, and they're able to uncover a lot of these cold cases. And people are saying, okay, so what? The guy's been dead for 20 years, or the woman, or whatever. What do you want to solve it for? All you're doing is, dredging up bad feelings. Grief is a terrible thing. And I think a lot of the people that don't know what really happened, now that family is carrying that grief along with them for all those years. So here you have a town that's progressive enough, that's able to find money in their budget, instead of spending it on silly things, they're spending it for good things. Again, serving their community, going back and finding the old cases that maybe the technology wasn't there. And here it is. Now they have it, and maybe you can give a family closure if you help one person.
Yeah,
I mean, how good of a feeling would that be?
Very good. Yeah.
Would you not say, Matt?
Absolutely, I totally agree too. I mean, DNA's come so far when it comes to solving mysteries too. I mean, you take DNA tests. It's happened with me too, finding birth family relatives, and it's like
the fun side.
The mystery of who's your family.
Yeah.
Right?
The biological side of it too is just it's
you were going towards who's your daddy.
Who's your dad? Oh, no.
That I don't know. Well, I do know. It's my dad, Gary, but bio, no, I have no idea.
You're a sick man. Just so you know. Just for the record.
I'll just quote Kindergarten Cop. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
You ain't getting out of this one. I'm going to hold you on this one. We're talking about you adults.
That's there. But you guys are going over to the Gail Borden Library where lots of information is there. Hopefully not DNA scrubbers or anything like that. But you said, Matt, that it was a good place for research for you as far as the historical side of it. You don't go in there with like a vial of spit or something, right? You go in there with like some names or
Nope. What they have a lot of really great books. They even have books on manifests as well. So when people came over from wherever to Ellis Island, they have a list, a couple books of different volumes of manifests when people came over, and a list of the names and their occupation and things like that to the actual physical hardcover, which is really cool to see.
There you go. You're going to have some clowns going to the Gail Borden Library, talking to some clowns for the Bozeum. Check out some of the great things that are over there. Clown shoes worn by Bozo himself. Real costume sides are there. And maybe you used to have one of those action figures, those Bozo action figures, those Bozo dolls that you've got. Come relive that memory. Come be a part of the new Bozeum opening real soon here in downtown Elgin.
And keep that Bozo history. If you have, like Matt was saying, was it your aunt that was on the Bozo show?
It was my one of my best friend's mother.
Okay, his best friend's mother. But if you have any clip, we had Maggie Beyer, who was actually part of a skating show, and she worked with Marshall Brodeen on it and had a very great conversation when we had them on Friday. So if you have any piece of that Bozo history, come on by, talk about it, give it to our good friend Tom. Let us know about it, and we'll get you in contact with Tom. But, you know, Bozo was really something for a lot of people for a lot of years, and that was my era, and that was my growing up.
Be part of the Bozeum history.
That's right. We love you, Bozo.
That's there. We love you too, Wizzo, who will be down there at the Gail Borden Library here at 6:30. Go ahead and register. Get over there. They'll help you register at the library. It is what they do. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with me. Appreciate it.
Our pleasure. We're loading a clown car now.
Let's do it. More WRMN right after this. Thanks for being with us today. Check back in, first shift, starting at 6.
Get ready for an unforgettable Saturday night of music on